And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Savin's World. My name is Savin, and I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. We are back in 7 days, guys. We've got some major stuff to discuss. As you guys may or may not be aware, the devs just held their very first dev stream for Alpha 21, and we've got a load of stuff to talk about. Before we get going, though, I did want to make a couple of quick announcements. First, for all the members in the chat, the members-only video that usually goes up on Saturday is going to be postponed until next week. As I mentioned last week, I had some issues with recording, and that was one of the videos that I completely lost. So, unfortunately, the members-only video is going to be delayed a week. But we will get back to it. That'll be going up again real soon. So, and for all the Project Zomboid fans out there that were enjoying the Super Soldiers playthrough, that will be coming back here soon as well. So we haven't abandoned that. We're just jumping back into 7 days because we actually have some exciting stuff to talk about, guys. And because we are going to be discussing 7 Days to Die Alpha 21, of course I had to bring back the Survival Syndicate. So they are all here, and as we always say, ladies first. So Ninja, how are you doing?
I'm doing terrific.
Excellent.
Wait, listen, I'm fine, doing well. That was awful. Bad grammar.
Grammar police.
I'm my own grammar police. I yell at myself, too.
Yes.
But anyway.
Real quick, one more thing, guys. Make sure, if you can, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear the Whisker Biscuits and Schneidi and everything, if the audio's okay. I did have a Windows update earlier today, so every time that happens, it kind of throws things out of whack. So, yeah, no, YouTube, go away. That would be a great time to insert an advertisement. Go away. All right. So yeah, let us know in chat if we can sound if we sound okay. So Ninja, so good to see you. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I'm really excited for tonight's stream, guys, because we have a lot of stuff to cover. I'm also going to be doing something a little different. I've snatched a few clips from the actual stream that we're going to play and we're going to discuss. So, and we're going to be going over all of the major news and that kind of stuff. I watched the entire dev stream. I've actually watched it multiple times now. So we'll go over everything significant and discuss and let you know our thoughts and feelings. And then we would encourage you guys in the chat to chat amongst yourselves as well. So let us know what you guys think about all the stuff that we're talking about. So definitely do that. Next up on the list, we've got the captain himself, Captain Whisker Biscuits. How you doing, brother?
Hello, how's it going?
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited for today's stream.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's refreshing to have something new and exciting to talk about. With regards to the game that I personally really enjoy. So
I know.
All right, and last but certainly not least, you love him, you know him, Schneidi, my super soldier PIC. How you doing, man?
Me, I'm fantastic.
Excellent. You excited to get into this?
Yeah, I am.
There was a lot covered in that. I was pleasantly surprised. There was some major stuff. So, what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna kick things right off with probably the most significant bit of news from the dev stream, which is the announcement. Oh, and also while we're talking, we're also going to be building something special that we'll talk about at the near the end of the stream. So we'll be doing some building while we're chit chatting. But the biggest major announcement here. Let me get back into my. Whoa! What did I just do? Nope. Go back. Sorry about that, guys. I was not on 7 days here. What's going on? Oh, there we go. I forgot There we go. Okay. Okay. We're good. So, yes, we're gonna be building some stuff. But the first thing we're gonna talk about is the announcement about the console version. Huge news, guys. So, as you guys may know, I am a console transplant. I have thousands of hours in the console version, and it's been sitting in limbo for years. The last update was in, I think, December of 2018. So, yes, it's been about 4.5 years since something like that. My dates might be a little off, but been a long time. And the Fun Pimps have speculated, or there has been rumors that there was something in the works. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now have confirmation that indeed there is a massive console update. And I've actually clipped that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch over and play that clipped audio here. So here we go.
We got some big news. No, actually,
and hopefully you guys can still hear me while this is playing, but I'll try to be quiet so you can listen to what they say.
Asked, when are you guys going to do a console update? When are you going to do a new version of the game? And we're here to tell you that we're co-developing it with a group from Australia, Titanium Games, who's really good, and we've been working with them. They've been working on main game features with us, getting their feet wet in the game. They've done water, they've done a lot of stuff. So hats off to those guys. They happened to on a last minute request that we had about 3 hours ago. They happened to provide some video footage of 7 Days to Die running on the PlayStation 5, and we want to share that with you guys.
Nice.
So you can see a little bit of it running. You can see that it is in fact Alpha 21.
We're not just BSing you.
B159 or 259, I guess we're on whatever number it is. It's a recent version running on the PlayStation 5.
Do you want me to click over?
Yeah. So if you want to put one of the videos up,
oh, you are going to hear the game in the background because I'm still generating that map. So.
Okay. So is this the?
This is the very first clip. Yeah.
7 Days to Die one.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to share with you. This is first time footage of 7 Days to Die running on a PlayStation 5. You can see that it's the PlayStation 5 UI. And it's got full res texture resolution. Performance is pretty good. This is early work.
That one's really short.
Yeah. So this is PlayStation 5
We are
guys.
still here, guys. I'm just trying to be quiet so you guys can watch
Super cool.
the
We
clip for
didn't intend
yourselves,
to
just so you know.
show this tonight, but we've got so much demand for an update on this, and we wanted to share a couple of videos and talk a little bit about what our tentative plan is there. So that's one video. Then there's a couple longer ones we have, but I don't know which one you want to show. I think we were talking about the one.
Yeah, let me
You don't have to
rewind
let
it
the
so you
game
can
keep
see
running.
the switcher.
So yeah, this is a longer video of Navi's Person area. You can see
This
it's
is on
Alpha 21.
console.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
Alpha
okay.
21 B259.
Wow.
You can
Impressive.
see the PlayStation prompts there in the screen. And you can see
Great.
that it has full res texture resolution and the render distance is good. It's plays like probably a reasonably good PC would play.
Amazing.
And we're still doing a lot of optimizations to make it work on there. Yes, it's coming to Xbox. I saw somebody asked. So what our plan so far it looks like PlayStation 5, Xbox S and X series will get a new product. We're trying to work with product submission on both Microsoft and Sony to see if we can get folks who owned it already a discount on the new product. Yeah, and so we've got a short Alpha 22 plan that has some features, but we think that if things go well with Alpha 22, that will be the version 1 of the new product on console, on both consoles. And as we march towards gold, we have larger aspirations for the version to do crossplay in the gold version that has bandits, etc. But we have a team working on it, and this is evidence of that.
This is evidence of someone about to die and quickly turning off the video to hide it.
But so that is the console news. Pass the word around. Word on the street, it's never coming out. Well, the word on the street is it's coming out.
Yep.
And
It looks amazing too. I'm impressed.
and we're excited about it. We want to have it have every feature the original had, with a lobby and at least 4-player co-op in its initial release. In the second release, that would be the gold version of 7 days. We're hoping we'd have full-on cross-play and gold features, etc.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That was I think that was the most significant announcement during the dev stream. They have announced that, yes, indeed, there is a console version that is very close to being released. They said that, yeah, we're looking... Oh, hold on a second. One second. There we go. Yeah, so they say the console version is going to be released. Now, good news and bad news. Good news. New console version, guys. It is coming for the PS5 as well as the Xbox Series S and X. So on the brand new consoles, you will be able to get yourself an updated version of 7 Days to Die. They did say that it will probably be Alpha 22. And they're shooting for, there's a very good chance that the console version could be released this year or early next year. So it is coming a lot sooner than we expected, because the initial reports were that the console version would not be released until the PC version went gold. That does not seem to be the case anymore. It seems like the console version is right around the corner. So that's the good news. Bad news is couple of points. Number one, it's a new game, so you will have to purchase the game again. Number two, they said that they are still trying to hold out hope for a PS4 update or an Xbox update version on the older consoles, but that I forget their exact wording. I think it was like one of the last things. Yeah, it's not looking good. That's what Rick said. So he did address that. So unfortunately, it is going to be a new game on the new consoles and the PS4 and Xbox original or the Xbox versions. It will not be an update, but they are still trying to work on giving existing customers, so owners of the PS4 version and that kind of thing, a discount on purchasing the new game. So that would be something. But that is the latest news on the console version, guys. It's actually really huge news, really huge announcement. And they, as they said, they weren't expecting to make that announcement, but there it is. They did it. So, guys, what do you think? Schneidi, Ninja, Captain, chime in. What do you guys think? Console update or new console version coming our way.
Well,
I'll let him go first because I'm gonna have a lot to say. So go ahead.
I have a lot to say on this whole thing, but I don't know. Like, I wish they could come out with the PS4 version, but I know the hardware probably won't be able to support it very well.
Right.
I feel like it's a big kick in the nuts
Well, yeah.
to people that still play it on PS4, still play it on whatever. I don't know what the oldest Xbox version is.
Xbox
Past,
One or
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's not good enough. Because even if you give a discounted price to people that, have to rebuy it, are you going to also give them money to buy a PS5 or an Xbox S/X series or whatever the heck? Like, I'm sorry, but that really, I feel bad for console players. That's why we made the switch, because we were stuck in limbo, and I don't feel like that's enough of an answer, and I don't think many people are going to be real happy about it. Not many people have a couple $100 to throw down on a new console just to play 7 Days to Die.
Oh, I'm totally with you.
You know what I mean?
I for one,
That's my opinion. I'm not.
you know what? I don't even know how big this is. I'm with you. Like I said, I'm a console transplant, but I don't have a PS5. I don't have a PS5. I would
I don't
love.
either. We have a PS4.
Yeah, I would love to cover the new console version, but I don't have currently don't have the ability to do that, and I don't foresee that changing in the near future. But
Yep.
yeah, we'll see.
Not only that, like, how long is Alpha
and-
21 going to be as long as this past Alpha?
But that's the
So
thing.
you're
too.
waiting longer.
They didn't actually say it's coming in Alpha 21.
No, it said
He-
22.
Yeah, he said Alpha
That's
22.
what I'm saying. So is it going to be? Is
Yeah.
this Alpha going to be another year?
Yeah,
Like,
so
whatever
you know
this
what I mean?
said.
Like, it's. Hey, listen, I'm all for them actually showing proof that it is being worked on and that console players will get an updated version, but there's still no concrete timeline.
Right.
They're still like just dangling a little piece of, I don't even know, nothing good, like a disgusting carrot.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but not a disgusting one. Not like a shriveled up, disgusting
No, I guess not.
carrot that's been like chewed on by a possum. I don't know. I don't know what possums eat. Probably junk. But anyway,
Yeah, you're way off topic.
I'm going way here. But you know what I'm saying, okay? I feel like if that was their biggest thing for the dev stream, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, that was,
Schneidi, what do
in
you
my
think?
humble opinion, that was the most significant bit of news. But, oh, what did I do wrong here? Darn it. That was the start. Sorry. Ninja,
Like I
can
said,
you move to the left a
Oh
little
my
bit?
god. Listen, I'm just sitting here like a lump. My bad. My apologies.
So yeah, Schneidi, I agree. What I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter.
Okay, I'm gonna start off by saying I haven't been a console.
Oh.
Don't care.
You kind of cut out there, Schneidi.
Hello? How about now?
There we go.
You good?
Okay. I was gonna say the news really doesn't affect me. I never had it on console. I haven't played console much for I don't know, 10 years. I do have an old Xbox, but it's not that. I mean, I don't play it much. made the transition to PC gaming a long time ago. I think it's a couple things. It's always good to expand your player base, so there's that. The other thing is yeah, it's crappy to people that bought it on the old consoles. Not going to deny that. My guess is the reason why it's not looking good is I'm guessing that they're going to be sunsetting those systems soon because they've gone way past what they expected, what they planned on them being viable for anyways because of the availability issues with the new generation of consoles. Right. So my guess is they're going to be sunsetting them, so they're like there's no point in trying to and I'm saying this from a Sony and a Microsoft, they're like, there's, we're not going to be supporting this anymore. So there's no, we're not, I don't know how it works. But my guess is maybe they're not allowing them to. So, and they're just saying, hey, just put it on our new systems and call it good.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, they have to do the whole approval thing. So God only knows if the old console will even let them.
So there's that. Yeah, it was pretty big news. Like everybody said, it's always good to expand the player base, console players. I never played it on console. I to be honest, I can't imagine trying to play this game on console.
You're not missing too much.
No.
Well, I just mean from a control spec, like using a controller versus a keyboard and a mouse. That's all. Like the inventory controls, the inventory sorting, and trying to do that with a controller, like, yeah. So
yeah, it's definitely
delightful. Thank you.
It's definitely a different. But I am like I said, I'm a console transplant, so I learned on console. So for me, the controller is actually easier because it's what I'm used to. If you guys want, I've got the kind of platform set up here. Yeah, feel free. Add in and build away. But yeah, my basic feeling on it is I'm really excited for the console players. The console gaming market is huge, and the console player base for 7 days is still huge, even though they haven't had an update for years. It does suck that there is not going to be a PS4 or Xbox One update to the existing version of 7 days. That is kind of like Ninja said, a kick in the balls. But on the plus side, at least there is going to be a console version that is in line with the PC version here in the not too distant future. I think I'm with what you guys have said before. I think it is due to hardware limitations, and also I think that they with the state of console gaming as it is right now, everything's going to be transferring over. Like I forget who, I apologize who brought this up, but that the Xbox One and the PS4 they're reaching they're at the end of their lifespan, and so it would just make more sense to release it on the new console the new consoles instead of focusing on the old ones that are on their way out. Again, it does suck for like I said, I'm a console transplant. That's where I got my start, was on PS4. And it sucks because the reason that I switched to PC was I was tired of watching all these PC players getting all this fancy new stuff and being sitting there like, oh, well, when do I get my fancy new stuff? Yeah. And it not happening. And yeah, unfortunately,
we're in the same boat.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to happen. It is. It's a kick in the pants, you know.
Yep.
So, Captain, what I was thinking we could do was, I would like this to be like pretty darn big.
Okay.
Like, have you guys seen the latest? I don't want to give it away, but did you watch the video from today?
No, I did not.
No? Okay.
No.
So, well, okay, you know the Alpha Tribe versus Noobs series?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know like how big the tower is in the castle that or the stronghold they built for I was thinking something that size, you know, so really tall,
Okay.
really
wow.
big.
Okay.
So we're
All right.
going up
Okay.
higher
Yeah,
with
we're gonna
our
go higher,
platform.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes, going up big and tall. I want to make it big and tall. So
All right.
yeah,
So
feel
we
free
need
to
fill
Yep.
these in some more.
Yep.
Gotcha.
What do you guys
Add 'em
want
in
me
and-
doing then?
Unless you're not going with the bottom, truly be like. Close.
Schneidi, just grab some steel blocks and
Well, no, if the platform,
add 'em in.
We'll take the platform up, and then we can do the bottom on top of the
Just
platform.
Fix that when we get down there.
Yeah.
So you see how I have it separated in the middle here?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys are familiar with the design, this will be one side, this will be the other side, and then we'll have the things coming out and then curving back up. Stability might be an issue. We'll see if we can get it. That's why I'm glad, you know, Captain is like the building genius here, so I figured he can he can figure all that out. But so yeah,
I can fill in blocks.
I'm excited because console, we finally got some really cool console news. But again, you got to take the bad with the good. There was some bummer things in that as well, which you know I can't say what the reason is. It comes down to, do you believe what the fun pimps are saying or not?
Yeah.
And if what they're saying is true, which it very well might be, but as I've covered before, guys, like, you know, when I was doing the growing sentiment videos and discussing how the fun pimps communicate and treat their fan base, there's a good majority, or there's a good portion of the fan base that is no longer willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. Which is a bummer.
Right.
I'm not 100% there yet, but I mean, they have definitely lost a lot of goodwill in my eyes, which is unfortunate. But so yeah, it comes down to what do you believe to be the truth? And yeah, it sucks for the PS4 guys and the Xbox One guys, but it's really cool that because I eventually want to get my hands on a PS5. That'll happen down the road because PS5 is expensive, and yeah, I don't. It's not like I have that the ability to just walk out and grab one. So, yeah, but it is kind of cool that we are, because again, I'm a console transplant. You know, I'm a console gamer. I've been a console gamer forever, and I enjoy both PC and console gaming. And to be able to, be able to play the most recent version of a game that I really, really enjoy on the console would just be awesome. So I'm hoping that down the road I will be able to get a PS5, and then I can start covering the PS5 version. But until that time, you know, it is what it is. So, Good news, bad news situation, as are a lot of these topics we're gonna be covering.
Indeed.
All right, one thing before we move on, one thing I did want to point out, and I want to preface this right away by saying I'm not making any statements. This is simply me asking an honest question because I do not know. And I talked to Old Crow about this a little bit, and he gave a semi-plausible answer. But there is one thing that really jumped out at me when they were playing that console snippet, and I just don't know what the reason is for this. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. And then in the chat, if you guys have an answer to this question, it's an honest question. I want to know what causes this. But let me find it, and then we'll discuss it. So I'm going to switch back over to that video here real quick as these guys continue to build. So let's go back to clips here. console. Let me see if I can find it here. Oop, let's see. All right. It's in the second clip. I should have timestamped, but we'll see if I can get this, if I can freeze frame it here to show you guys what I noticed. All right. Oh, darn it, I just missed it. All right, hold on. Bear with me, guys. I'm gonna... There we go. All right, that's a good freeze frame. So you'll notice that while the player, whoever's recording this, when they're looting this car here, or when they're interacting with other objects in the world, it switches. It switches from a console prompt to a keyboard prompt, and it switches back and forth like that constantly. So if you guys, panel, if you guys have that clip pulled up, if you go to the 2-minute and 42-second mark, that's where it actually starts. So you can actually see it, and it keeps flickering between the console prompt and the keyboard prompt. And it was like weird to me because I like I said, I have thousands of hours in the console version, but that's on PS4. I don't have a PS5, so I don't know what would be causing it on PS5. Yep, and then oh, hold on a second. They can't hear you guys. I have them. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, now you guys should be able to hear the you should be able to hear the rest of the panel. So yeah, this like I said, I am just asking I just don't know what causes this. It just seemed weird to me. So
if you're on a console, that shouldn't happen.
So you think we're watching like just the Alpha 21 footage used with a PlayStation controller?
That's because mine would do that. Like if we were on PC.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weird.
Well, he just said it could be a weird glitch, maybe with the USB keyboard if they have one plugged in.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes,
yeah. I'm not sure how
that's what I'm leaning towards because like I said, it's ignorance on my part. I never used a keyboard with my PS4. So I don't know if I know it's probably possible to hook up a USB keyboard to the consoles. Sure, I'm sure it's possible, but I never did it.
No. I wouldn't think it would work that well, quite honestly.
Yeah.
In terms of the game, like I know Fortnite that lets you do it, but it might be kind of a game as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So I just wanted to show this and see if anybody had an explanation. I think Old Crow's right. I think what they were doing is they had a USB keyboard hooked up to the actual PS5, and maybe they were like typing or doing something like that while and then it was kind of interfering. It was switching back and forth between the controller prompt and the keyboard prompt. I think that's probably what caused it. I just found it interesting that.
I hope so, because otherwise that's real shystery.
Yes, that's
real bad.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, this is your big reveal of the PS5 version. You'd probably want it to be as clean as possible. And this jumped out at me right away. When I originally saw this, when they originally played this, I was like, wait a second, why is that switching between a keyboard prompt and a controller prompt? Because I use the controller on the PC version, so I'm very familiar with that flicker. Because you're holding the controller in the hand, you hit your mouse, and boom, you're over into mouse and keyboard prompts.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So and then you have to activate your controller again in order to switch back to the console prompts. So I just found it interesting. And this is one thing I'm talking about. It's like, you've got to be careful when you're making these kinds of announcements. Because this jumped right out at me.
Well, yeah, and it's very strange.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, I think it's.
I'm sure you're not the only one that noticed.
It's
either.
totally innocent. I don't think there's anything nefarious. I 100% believe that the console version is in the works and coming out soon. I just thought this interesting, and from an outsider's perspective, especially with like I said, the the eroding of goodwill from the fun pimps, stuff like this makes the more cynical people go, wait a second.
Like me.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were saying, that's not the PS5 version. That's just a PC version that they're using. They're playing with a controller.
Mhm,
You know.
Yeah.
So it's little stuff like this. Is just like, yeah.
I know it.
I don't know. It's kind of different. It's different.
Yeah. So I just thought it was interesting. Just wanted to bring it up. Don't think it means anything, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. A burger with fries. Love that name, by the way. I don't know if I would call this their big reveal because they said that the company they had working on the console version got the clips out like last second. So that's odd too.
Yeah, and I looked into the company that is doing it, and it's a very new company. Like it's a company that doesn't have a lot of stuff credited to them. They're called Titanium Studios out of Australia.
So it's another Telltale.
Yeah,
it's Telltale on our hand.
it is a very small independent company. So,
Oh boy. Well,
you know, take that how you will.
yeah.
What that means, I don't know. But yeah,
with that one.
I just,
Well, I mean,
I think that they were looking for something major. They were tired of getting because anytime they did a tweet, anytime they made any kind of comment, they just got flooded with console
Yeah.
over and over and over again. So I think they just got to the point where they're like, okay, we are working on this. We have got to show them something. And Titanium was like, okay, well we can, and they got them the clips really quick and sent them over. But yeah, it's just, it seems a little rushed because this kind of stuff, it's red flags, to the cynical. So
yeah.
I just thought it was curious. And I think it's an innocent mistake. I think it was just them, trying to get this out there to appease the console fans who have been, waiting for so long. I wouldn't use the phrase patiently waiting because the console players are I don't think patience a good descriptor.
Well, how could it be? I mean, my gosh, it's been how many years? Like years and years. Probably half of how long the game's been out. They've been waiting for an update.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Evan, you are absolutely 100% correct. There is no console update. It's a new product. It's a new product, new version of the game. So the console version update, I guess, would be an update on a console version. So it's not a direct update. So, again, unfortunately, PS4 players, Xbox One players, they stated pretty clearly that they're still trying to remain optimistic on possibility being able to upgrade the game, but it does not look good. That was their exact words. That was Rick's exact words. It does not look good.
I can't picture this game on the old consoles at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who was saying it? Old Crow or Clint or somebody was saying in the chat that if Destiny 2 and I don't know, FF14
oh yeah, you guys are going for it.
Or something or other.
Yeah.
Love it.
They play perfectly fine on the PS4. And 7 Days to Die is not that much of a masterpiece.
No. But there's so much going on in this game. All at once. It has to calculate all this stuff all at once. There's a lot more than
well, I guess you know more about it than I do.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot to it. It's calculating every placement of everything in the world all at once.
Yeah.
So it's like
valid point.
And that brings us to another thing they discussed, which was optimization. Because in 21, they have changed how entities and different things spawn into the world, and the zombie activities and that kind of thing. So it's going to be much less resource intensive, leading to many, many more zombies being able to be loaded into the world. So that is one thing they did touch on, was that yes, Captain's right. There's a ton going on in the world, and they are they're working on ways to optimize that. And 21, from what everything they've announced and everything that we've seen so far, they actually did make some pretty big improvements in that regard. All right, let's keep on rolling here, guys. So I think we pretty much covered the console news. It's good news, bad news situation, but at least there's console news. So, all right, let's keep going here. I think I'm going to go down the list here and just touch on a few things. They did tell us that Alpha 20.7 is going to be released next week. It is just a bug fix for the upcoming Alpha. It will have no major, no significant content or changes made. It's just like a preemptive bug fix for the next version. So it won't affect anything with Alpha 20. Alpha 20 is what it is right now, so we're not going to be getting anything new there. They did show off one thing that I am pretty excited about, and that is the double doors. Not only are there a whole host, we're up to over 2,000 shapes in the game now, guys. 2,000 different shapes for building in 7 days. And one of the new ones is the new double doors. And there's like they opened up, they actually loaded up the doors in game, like the save file that shows all the doors, and there were a ton of them. But what's cool is not only do you have the double doors now, so that means you can actually build even numbered buildings. So instead of having to do like a 5x5 or a 7x7, if you want, you can do a 10x10 now and have your doors centered, because we all like symmetrical builds, and a lot of times we like to have the door right smack dab in the center. That's probably tall enough, maybe, guys.
I don't know how big you want to go.
We might want to. Yeah, we could probably start.
We got 250 meters to go. So
we could probably start building out the rest of it. So
it's
that's
still green.
What? Oh, it's still green.
What?
It's still green, so we're good.
Oh yeah. Listen, we're building off of steel.
It won't be for long, but
Yeah,
it should be okay.
Yeah.
So do we want to go with the rest then? Now?
Yeah. Might as well. We might we might build it. It might be built a little quicker than we had expected, but that's all right. We'll talk about it once we get it all. Once I say we, you guys are doing all the building. I'm just flying around. I did the base, so I helped.
Listen, I did.
You got started.
I did some of the base. I'll paint it. If you want me to start painting at the bottom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want
resources.
to. Yeah, if you want to. Ninja, go for it.
Huh?
All you do is hit the.
Do you need a?
I got the paint brush. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, so yeah, new double doors. Now we can build even sized. So like if you want to build a 10x10, go for it. Pretty awesome. And then also they demonstrated that the doors you can now shoot through them or melee through them, which is it's nothing new. They already announced that, but it was kind of cool seeing it in action. I thought it was a pretty significant. Significant. It was cool. It was cool, in my opinion. I wouldn't call it, game changing or earth shattering or anything like that, but it was pretty cool, and it was nice to see it actually in action. What do you guys think about the new double doors and being up to 2,000 shapes?
I think it's great.
He loves it.
Oh my god!
The double doors. I'm excited about
It's
it.
wonderful.
Like mall wise, that's gonna be great
Well, yeah,
because malls should
You know
have
how many
double
freaking
doors.
put side by side, they look stupid.
They do
kinda
look dumb. Yeah,
Kind
they
of
look real
float
dumb.
through each other, and
Mhm.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I think
Like the 2,000 shapes, not so much because I don't listen.
it's a lot.
I don't build a whole lot. I'm more of the decorator
Yep.
of the group. I put in the loot, the decorations, the paint, the zombies. That's what I do. So I
have to echo what Old Crow says. Less shapes, more paint. I wish there were more paint options.
Oh my Old Crow, don't get me started.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Holy cow. I've been waiting for like 3 alphas for something. Give me something.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I get so sick and tired of these colors. And when you're building a humongous mall and you have a bunch of stores, it's kind of hard to just like come up with different color schemes because you don't want it all to look the same. That's boring.
Yep.
We didn't make the mall to like just be a boring old regular mall.
Yeah.
It's meant to be, you know, weird and eccentric and have funny named places and like it's just the way it is. I don't have colors to represent that.
I'm gonna go down to surface level. That way they don't the boys can continue building up there, and
I don't know.
I figured
we won't spoil the surprise. I won't spoil the surprise.
I figured shiny black at the bottom was a good choice.
Yes,
you
I
know.
agree. Very
I'm
nice.
red now.
Schneidi, what do you think? What do you think about the new double doors and being able to melee and shoot through the holes in doors now?
It's great.
Thanks. That was
Nice.
Shitty, it's like I am going to die now. Hey, come on.
Nice elaborate.
It's really cool. Shooting through the doors, that'll be great because there's nothing more annoying when the zombies are attacking and you know you can hit them, but
The door blocks you.
yeah, the door blocks you, and you're like, there's a bit of protection there still, but if I could just kill a couple of them, that they would stop, but they still wouldn't be able to get to you. But
yeah, I totally agree. There's few things as frustrating as seeing a giant gaping hole that anybody could shoot through. Yet somehow your bullet or your arrow or it just magically stops. It was extremely frustrating. So I think that one is a very big thumbs up from me. I'm really glad that they finally got that in to the into the game. All right, let's keep going here. The next thing, they did show off the danger meter, which it's kind of cool. But again, I maintain what I said in my video on the subject. They need to make it optional. It needs to be optional.
Yeah.
They need to be able to. Players need to be able to turn it on and off.
Yeah.
It might be,
I want to be.
yeah, it's really it like breaks the surprise factor. Walking up to a unassuming building and then all of a sudden 4 red skulls pop up and you're like, oh, okay, this isn't just a little house,
Yep. No, I don't like that.
They did not specify whether or not it will be optional, but I really hope it is optional and you can turn it off. It was kind of cool because it's not as obtrusive as I thought it would be. It is for a moment, like it takes up a good chunk when you first walk into the area, but then it shrinks down to this little thing up in the top right of the screen. So it was okay. I just wish that they would make it optional. I really hope it's optional. If it is, then I will give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, in my opinion, it's I would have to give it a thumbs down because it ruins things for me. It ruins things for me, especially with all of the new POIs. They're always adding more POIs, and this alpha is no different than last alpha. There's going to be a whole bunch of new POIs. One of the best things about new POIs is not knowing what to expect. But when you walk up to a POI and all of a sudden 4 red skulls flash and it's that just right there tells you, okay, this is going to be difficult. There's no surprise factor in that respect, which is
that's why I like going to new POIs is so I can see what the heck is up. Not, oh well, never mind. I'm not prepared for that. No thanks. No, thank you. I like to get my butt kicked unassumingly, or unknowingly, or whatever the heck I'm trying to say.
Yep,
I'm busy painting. My bad.
So that's my feelings, Captain. What do you think of the danger meter?
Not a fan. I don't like it. I really don't. I don't understand what the point is. Like what?
I think it's for like newer players, maybe. It's kind of like a.
Why are we holding their hand?
Well, that's what I never got my I didn't get
hand.
Yeah, it was there.
I think a lot of the recent changes have been targeted towards newer players, which from a business standpoint, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. You want to open up your pool of potential customers as much as possible.
Right.
But for veterans, that's why I said it's if they made
If
it
it's
optional.
good.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
they made it
I
optional,
agree with
that would
that, yeah.
solve the problem, because they could still attract the newer players who might be into that thing, but give the veteran players, the people who
A chance to say no, thank you.
yeah, exactly.
I'm sure at some point they'll have a patch or some kind of mod we can put on to remove it if we need to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the
Yeah.
modders will be all
Yeah.
on all about that once it comes out.
You know, but even gosh, even that's getting old. You know what I mean? Like always just reverting back to, well, the modders will take care of it. I
Yeah,
hate saying that.
I'm with you. I made my stance on mods pretty clear. I think they're awesome, but
Yeah.
if a game is relying on mods to make make the game keep people's interest in the game, then the game's got a problem. So
Yeah.
I love mods to a point, but for me personally, if I can't play the vanilla version of the game and have it keep my interest, then more than likely I'm going to be moving on to another game. So that's just me. Schneidi, any thoughts on Danger Meter?
I like it.
I like it a lot, Savin. Buddy, you know I'm just picking on
Snidey
you, but
is
it's so
awesome.
Yeah, I know.
We love you, brother.
I know. I like it. I think it's a good addition, especially for new players. I like to know. I don't like surprises. I just don't.
Oh.
So like, oh hey, that's a bad place. I'm gonna stay away from there. Oh, that's an easy place. I can handle that. I'm going there. That like I would rather. But that's my thing. Hey, call me wussy, but
Makes sense. No, I think it's a totally valid play style. Like I said, that's one thing I love about giving players options, is because there's so many different types of players out there, and the more options that you can give your player base, the better it is for everybody. That's how you open up your game to more people. Is by giving your player base options. I think that some things should not be optional, but as much as you can, I think that's if you can make it optional, that's the way to go. Plus, it also more options equals more replayability. So, my opinion. But I hear you, Schneidi. I hear you. Not everybody wants that surprise factor, because it can be frustrating, especially in the early part of the game when you walk into a seemingly unassuming little tiny house, turns out to be full of zombies, and there's like a giant underground labyrinth maze that you have to get through to get to the good loot, and you go in there not knowing, thinking that, oh, I'll just pop in here real quick and maybe loot myself up a cooking pot or some starter gear, some food, something to get me going, just a quick in and out. Awesome. Then you get in there and find out, oh nope, I'm dead. So yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks. Everybody's a little bit different in the way they approach the game.
And the other thing too is most of the time, by the time you get experienced enough, you're not even going to be paying attention to it, because you already know, like, especially if you do missions over and over again, you're like, oh, I know how, you know what tier the building is just from playing missions, or you have an idea of how hard it is just from playing. So I don't think it's as big a deal.
Fair enough. Awesome. Okay.
Schneidi.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
I might have an answer.
How many danger meters should the mall have?
A lot.
You think 5,364,000?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I hope so.
That place scary.
You know what though? I wonder if we're
So
gonna have
awesome.
to, like, are we gonna have to add those in? Like, is that gonna be okay? So like, when we were doing them all for Alpha 20, right? We had to redo everything, smush it down because of the tile system. And then they had like, instead of just like plopping everything into like the POI folder, they had like a parts folder, right?
Mhm,
So like,
mhm.
say you had like a little to do that they had already put together, and you wanted to put that into your POI, you had to add like the parts. So I wonder if like the danger meter is gonna be something like that, or if it's gonna be like somewhere in the XML, because that's really gonna make my brain hurt, and I'm not gonna like it. I just want everybody to know.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
that's
But
a
I'm not gonna
very
like
good
it.
question. I think they didn't really touch on too much of like prefab editor and custom POIs and that kind of thing much in
Yeah.
the stream. But
I'm
it
also
will,
concerned about that.
yeah, it will
Like,
be,
I don't know if they're changing any of that for us. You know?
yeah, it will be interesting to find out what it's going to be like, because I know you guys, it was a massive headache for you
Oh
in
yeah.
Alpha
Yeah,
20,
yeah.
and it took lots of time revamping them all because, like you said, because of the new
Well,
tile system and that kind of thing, you pretty much had to change everything.
Yep. Yeah, we had to like seriously downsize it. You know,
Yep.
had to get like squattier and taller. But I mean, that was fine. The good news is we didn't have to rebuild the entire thing like we initially thought. So
Yeah.
we nailed that.
But that is, I guess, a silver lining.
Yeah, one small silver lining.
Real quick, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure and hit that like button. Let YouTube know that you are enjoying the stream. If you happen to miss any of the stream, the replay will be posted on Savin's World Live on Sunday. So you can go back and double check, or go back and watch what you may have missed, or watch the stream again for a second time. So. But yeah, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. Let YouTube know that you are enjoying the stream. Let's move on to the next one, guys. I think I'm going to skip the next one for now because I want to touch on the next one on the list a little later, because there's some more spicy, juicy details that a lot of people probably did not pick up on. And there's even more information that happened today regarding that. So there's a little foreshadowing of things to come, ladies and gentlemen. We got some spicy stuff to talk about here in just a little bit. But for now, let's move on to the new quest type, because they did show the new quest type, Infestation. And I have to be honest, this was really disappointing for me. During the run-up, because I made a video, because they said that they have 2 brand new quest types in the works, and that they were completely different, completely new. They weren't just revamps of existing quests. Then they showed off the Infestation quest, and it basically is a ramped up clear quest.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed, because the concept is cool. So how it works, guys, is you take an Infestation quest, and what it does is it increases the amount of zombies and makes them tougher, faster, all that kind of stuff. And it also increases the tier level of that quest. So let's say you're doing a tier 2 Infestation quest. The POI you'll be facing, it will be like a tier 3. So it's like you'll get better. You'll get tier 3 rewards. You'll get face tier 3 enemies, and the number of enemies will be much bigger. So even though it'll be in a tier 2 POI, you'll be actually facing the next tier. So I guess one of the cool things about that is tier 5 POIs now with Infestation quests would actually be tier 6 POIs. So you would actually be ramping that up and making it an even more difficult quest to complete. So, but I was expecting, because like I said, when they first teased the new quest types, they specifically said that these were brand new quest types. They were not modifications of existing quest types. And you can't say that about the Infestation quest. It is literally just an amped up clear quest. Because all you're doing is you're still going to a POI and you're still clearing it of the zombies. You complete the quest by clearing all the zombies, but you know, there's just more of them, and they're a little bit more difficult, and the rewards are a little better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Lackluster.
it's cool to see a new quest type. I was just a little disappointed because it wasn't what we were told to expect.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any thoughts on the infestation quest?
I don't understand why it's going to be a tier 2 building, but it's going to be a tier 3 quest essentially. I don't understand the logic of that. What is the logic? Did I miss that?
Basically, it's. I think if you read the quest, like when you accepted the quest, it said we've located a infested zombie nest or something like that, and so there's going to be more zombies, faster zombies, harder zombies. So that's basically it. It's like like I said, it's just an amped up clear quest, which was really kind of disappointing to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I don't know. I don't do the quest that much anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy doing the quests. I just, with all the other, hopefully the other one is something that's yeah, a little bit more original, because this one to me, guys, was kind of meh.
Yeah, I don't know. What's going on with the fire and all that stuff, like the pipes and stuff? Why that?
Oh yeah, well we can get into that. So yeah, they did show off the new environmental hazards. Right. They entered into the Am I Gone funeral home. You guys are probably familiar with that POI. It's a pretty well known POI, and it had the actual environmental hazard, and they're tough. They will kill you. So you have to. It's pretty much like a puzzle portion of the quests or of navigating POIs, because you have to figure out how to disable the environmental hazards in order to proceed. So you'll come up to an environmental hazard. You'll come up to the flame shooting out, and the only way to continue through the POI is to find the way to disable that the environmental hazards. So yeah, Lathan tried to crawl through, tried to walk through, and if he hadn't kicked on God mode, he would have died before getting through the actual hazard itself. So yeah, they look cool. I think they will add a little bit to POI design. They will make you give you another obstacle to overcome, which is really cool.
As long as they don't overdo it. Like, I don't want to see it's every damn POI.
Right, I agree. They need to be selective on when and where they add them. And another bummer thing is currently they're not buildable. So unless you take over a POI and not deactivate the hazard, there'd be no way to utilize them in some kind of base defense strategy or anything like that. So that is one bummer, but they looked cool, and they were damaging. They were definitely damaging. The one they showed off was pretty simple. It was just how to turn it off. It was just there's this obvious switch right in the middle. It was obvious. All you have to do is hit it, and boom, you're good to go. Hopefully some of the other higher tier ones will be a little bit more elaborate puzzles to solve, so they're a little bit more difficult. Have to use your noodle a little bit more. But I think for what they looked cool. So, yeah. But it's kind of a bummer that you can't build them yet. But they did. I think they did say that they were thinking about making them buildable down the road. So
that would be nice.
All right. Let's keep on going here. Got that done. They did go over the learn by reading, but it's exactly as expected, as advertised. They really didn't touch on anything new. The only thing they did show is they added a quality level a toggle on the crafting menu. So you can actually, if you want, you can go back and so like let's say you're crafting a stone axe. You have the ability to craft a quality 5, but you're like, you know what, I don't really want a quality 5 stone axe. I just want a basic one. You can toggle back and craft any level of any quality level that you have unlocked. So so like you can, if you have the ability to craft level 5, you can craft a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So that was kind of cool being able to switch. But the learn by reading system, or learn by looting, whatever you want to call it, is pretty much exactly the same as advertised, what we expected.
People really gonna like decide, oh, I can craft a level 5, but nah, I think I'm just gonna craft myself a level 2. I mean, I guess if you're like out of materials to make a level 5, that would be handy, but
You just wait and do the 5.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
just
what
wait.
That's what
That's
we
what I
would do
mean.
normally. We would
yeah,
we would
I don't
hold
know
on
how
to stuff till
useful
we were
that is.
able to make a level 5 or
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Because that's what I mean.
So-
You're gonna waste the resources to make like a level 2, right? Or whatever until you can get enough to make a level 5, but you're just negating the fact. I don't know.
The other thing is they seem absolutely baffled that nobody would want to go, or that people don't they don't seem to have a concept that some people don't loot very much.
Yes.
Like that seems like because that was like there's a couple times during that and like throughout the stream, like because someone said something about, well, what if my buddies go out looting and I'm back at the base taking care of stuff? Because that's what's like in groups. There's like a den mother kind of thing, like someone that takes care of the base. That's all they do. They make sure they're cooking and they got the garden going and they got the forges going and
that's been me many a time.
The cement mixers going and like there's fuel and everything, and you're organizing the storage.
Yep. Exactly right.
Your buddy will go out and go questing and stuff, and then they come back and oh hey, I got you this. And like, cool. Like you might spend an hour or so doing that, and that seems like a completely foreign concept to them. That someone wouldn't go out and loot.
You're not playing the game how they want you to.
Yeah, listen, Captain, he hates looting.
I can't stand it
in the game.
I love looting, but
hates it. I love it.
I like organizing inventories a lot, though.
Yeah,
too.
Me too, Schneidy.
See, and that's why I made the series of videos I did, is because it was blatantly obvious to me that the higher ups in the Fun Pimps they are completely out of touch with a portion of their player base, and they are designing the game to play, only be playable the way that they like to play it, because they're and they're just like so oblivious to the fact that there are other people who have different play styles. Their play style is it, and everybody else is like, they don't no this is it. And of course just the fact that they seem so oblivious to that. And you're absolutely right. They seemed so oblivious to the fact that there are, especially in multiplayer, but even in single player, there are single player people out there who prefer a more isolated playthrough. They try to limit their trader interactions. They try to limit having to go out and loot all the time. They don't understand. A good majority, I wouldn't say a majority, I don't know the percentages, but a good chunk of their player base. Because as I said before, guys, everybody's different and everybody plays differently. There's so many different types of gamers and the ways people approach the game. And by removing options, all you're doing is pissing off a portion of your player base and unnecessarily,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you just would leave it alone and let people play how they want to play, then all would be well with the world. I mean, you can still make your game the way you want to make it, but stop taking things away so other people can't play it the way they want to play it. Like, I don't understand their logic. It's so ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're punishing you if you don't play it the way they want you to. They're like, well, too bad, we're gonna
But-
spank your butt until you know.
Which,
You can't do it.
I mean, at the end of the day, fine, it's their game. But I mean,
That's not okay though.
Yeah.
Not if it's going to be a sandbox.
Yep.
yeah, I agree with that.
Get that off the title or the description if you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And yeah, I mean, they give options to customize the game, but they still don't.
No.
Technically.
And also
There's a
another
little bit of customization, but
another
it
thing
does.
another thing you need to keep in mind is they always, a lot of times they say, well, you know, if there's something about the game you don't like, you can go in and mod it. But that's not true. There are some things in the game that you cannot mod. There are some things that are hard coded in the game that mods cannot change.
Yep.
So no, the answer mod it is not always true.
And once again, nobody wants to always have to run to a mod to play the game.
No.
To make it what they want it to be. It's just not fair.
And again, I think everybody
money for a game to do that.
I think everybody would agree that, you know, it is the Fun Pimps game and they can make it whatever they want it to be. But should they is the question. And
Exactly.
if they decide to go one way, and the thing that really, really annoys me is when fans or people voice their concerns, ask questions about the choices they're making. It's the way that they interact with those people, and how they they either dismiss the concerns, they insult the players. Just the communication, the feedback, the responses that a lot of people have gotten, just for the mere fact of asking questions, raising concerns. And seeking, interaction. Some of the responses have just been mind-blowing to me. And then you see, like you guys pointed out before, then you watch the stream, right? And you see how out of touch the people at the top actually are.
Yeah,
it all makes sense.
Yep.
It makes perfect sense.
It all trickles down. It's like we've said before and discussed before. If the people at the top don't know what the heck they want or what they're doing, nobody else that works on that game is gonna know what the hell they're supposed to be doing either.
Yeah.
And that's why things are taking so long too, because it's just like back and forth. Somebody in your chat, Jaybird, said, how many times did they change pathing of the zombies? Because God forbid, if you build a horde base that actually works, we can't have that, guys.
Right.
Fun Pimps cannot have that. They want you to get destroyed, no matter what.
Yep.
And if you somehow figure it out because you're smart, nope, we're gonna patch it and we're gonna make it so that they path completely differently.
Yep.
And now they crawl around like a bunch of weenies and they freaking bite your ankles.
Yeah.
You know how mad that made me? And I don't even build horde bases, but like it made me mad that they did that, because I was like, what is wrong with you?
Ooh.
What is wrong with you? And once again, it's, you can't be good at the game or they don't like that.
Yeah.
And that's true.
I've just, so there's the old saying, because I love 7 days. I really do. But the old saying goes, separate the art from the artist. I love the game. I love the art. As for the Fun Pimps themselves, not so much. I am not a fan of, especially the way they interact and or allow the people who speak on their behalf to interact with their fans. It's unacceptable. It's unprofessional. And when you, sadly, when you go back and look at, because Joel used to interact a lot on the forums, and his responses were just as bad, if not worse, than some of the ones that I highlighted in my Growing Sentiment video. So like you said, it all starts at the top and trickles down. The people at the top are the ones who, set the standard for the rest of the employees. And sadly, that tone does seem to have been set at the top, and it's pretty apparent, and it's sad. It's sad because it's a game, like I said, it's a game that I love. I will absolutely give Alpha 21 a go. You know, we're just giving our basic opinions on what we know so far, what we see, what has been released so far. But I will hold off my final opinion until I actually get the game in my hands and the alpha comes out. Then we'll make a final determination. But that is, that's all that we can do as fans is give our opinions on the information that we have available. And the fact that it just kills me because it's a game that I love so much, but at the same time.
Yeah.
The interactions, it's heartbreaking. It's like, come on. Come on, guys. You don't gotta be dicks,
I feel bad every time we do like a 7-day stream with you because it's like, well, we do. Listen, we played this game for so long, and I was excited about tonight because I'm like, you know what? I miss being in the game, and building has always been fun for us, but it's like,
I can't wait to show off what you guys are building.
I can't keep my opinions, to myself when it comes to the changes not changing. You know what I mean? And it makes it sound like we hate the game, but
I was just wondering if that's where we wanted to start, Cap. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're
no, by
you're
all
fine.
means, yeah.
Nope. Yes. I'm intentionally not looking up. I'm just running around because like I said, I don't want to ruin the surprise. We're gonna save that to the end. So. But yeah, I agree. I mean, the thing I love about these streams is, I said to you guys from the very beginning when we first started having these kinds of streams that, I want you guys to give your honest opinions. Don't hold back. Try to keep it as family friendly as you can, but just don't feel shy about voicing your opinion. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, I don't care. Just whatever you feel, tell the audience, tell the people at home what you think, and we'll have a discussion about it. So I'm like I said, I've come to the point where it's separate the art from the artist. I'm a huge fan of the game. I plan on playing the game and covering the game. Not a huge fan of the Fun Pimps. I think they're pretty.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. But again, I've developed that opinion over years of watching things unfold. Watching how they communicate with watching their communication or lack thereof with the player base, watching how they respond to anybody who has any sort of criticism or even valid concerns and questions a lot of times are met with just condescension and or downright straight up insults, and they feel justified treating their player base like that or treating their paying customers like that, which it's their company, they can do whatever the hell they want, but at the same time I'm going to be here calling them out on that kind of BS because it's unnecessary, it's unprofessional, and in my opinion, it's downright stupid. They're just shooting, they're cutting off their nose to spite their face. It's stupid. And I'm going to continue to call that out whenever I see it. Does that mean I hate 7 Days to Die? No, absolutely not. I love the game. We'll continue to cover the game, continue to play the game. But at the same time, it's going to be a separate the art from the artist situation. And anytime I see bad behavior, I will absolutely point it out.
Yeah.
Will not stop doing so.
Good. Yay, Savin.
Sure.
What do you like? I like that, Savin. Right,
So-
Schneidy?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think Schneidy wants to punch me in the face.
What? Why?
But why? Oh, no reason.
All right, so we are. Do I want to go into this now? How are you guys feeling? You guys feeling okay? Because I usually take a break
All right,
at
how
about
are
the
you
hour and a half mark. But if you guys are okay, we'll get into something a little spicier because I kind of teased it a little earlier.
Oh, spicy.
Spicy, yes,
meatball.
it's spicy. But this might take a little time and in order to get through it all. So, are you guys okay, or do you want to?
Could we take a fiver?
Huh?
Could we take a fiver before we do that?
Do you guys want to? We can take a break a little early and then.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick break here. I'm gonna throw on the 7 Days to Die commercials. We're gonna get up, use the restroom, fill our beverages, grab a snack, whatever the panelists need to do. When we get back, you want to sit tight, guys, because I have something very, very, very spicy. Something that I think a lot of people may have missed, and there have been even more developments on this topic that just happened today, actually, this afternoon, like just before the stream started. So you want to stick around because you want to hear about this. It's going to be pretty awesome. So let me throw the commercials on, guys, and when we get back, we'll get into it. So hold on one second here. All right, here we go. Hang tight. We'll be back.
Hey there, folks. My name is Buzz, owner of Buzz's Bar, proud purveyor of our world-famous Grandpa's line of fine spirits and adult beverages. My grandpa always used to say, booze makes you better at everything. So he whipped up a special batch of moonshine, Grandpa's Learning Elixir. Are you looking to master a high-powered, fully automatic firearm? Well, toss back some Grandpa's Learning Elixir and lock and load. Looking to increase your proficiency with some complex motorized tools? Well, don't forget the Grandpa's Learning Elixir. Down that moonshine and get to work. So come on down to Buzz's Bar and grab some Grandpa's Learning Elixir. It makes you better at everything.
Please drink responsibly.
Hey there, folks. My name is Nancy Sylvia Anderson, and I'm the new owner of Poppin' Pills. Our beloved founder Jared, who chased a squirrel into the forest and was never seen again, always believed that it was our duty to offer only the best in pharmaceuticals to our customers. And what better way to ensure that quality than by partnering with our supplier, Higashi Pharmaceuticals? I mean, if you can't trust an international mega corporation, then who can you trust? Higashi maintains the highest standards of animal testing performed in the most ethical and humane conditions. They use the latest methods and technology to research and develop life-saving and beneficial pharmaceuticals, like our brand new anabolic steroids, guaranteed to make you jump higher, run faster, and perform extraordinary feats of strength with absolutely no long-term effects whatsoever. So in the words of our beloved founder, come on down to Poppin' Pills and do some drugs.
Hey there, boys. My name is Candy, owner of Big Buns. It's totally a bakery. People just can't resist getting their hands on my Big Buns. The girls and I just love churning the butter, kneading the dough, and whipping up the tastiest of treats you cannot resist putting in your mouth. We use only the ripest peaches, melons, and mangoes, and our milk cans are refreshed daily. I'm so proud to announce our latest creation, Jigglypuffs. They are just so delicious, and boy, do they jiggle. So come on down to Big Buns and get your hands on some now. We also offer private baking lessons. The girls can take you one-on-one, or entire groups at a time. They have what it takes to satisfy your every baking need. So don't get all hot and bothered. We prefer hot and buttered. Ron, sweetie, I think the camera's pointed a little low.
I'm sorry.
So come on down and get your hands on my Big Buns. Big Buns, it's totally a bakery.
We live in a savage world. And I, Dirk Savage, know that better than most. So I opened Savage Country to help prepare you folks for this savage world. You wanna talk savage? I've seen some stuff and some things. Stuff that would drive most men insane. Things that would make you want to curl up and die. Don't believe me? I once tried to grab the last $20 Blu-ray player from Mo Powers on Black Friday. I once made an innocuous post on Twitter. One night, I had a little too much moonshine at Buzz's bar and woke up next to Arlene.
Hey, Dirk.
No amount of forgetting elixir will erase that. Oh, God. So please, folks, I beg of you, learn from my mistakes. Shop at Savage Country and prepare for evil. I'm a man, and one thing every manly man knows, bigger is better. Bigger vehicles, bigger guns, bigger tools, and of course, bigger workstations. Well, I'm proud to announce the latest offering from that house of manly men working stiff tools, the Alpha 21 Forge. Just look at that beauty. It just screams, I'm a man. Why? Because it's bigger, and bigger is better. Twice as big as the current Wimpy Forge. So don't be a pussy. Order yours today.
Oh, cool. So, does the new Alpha 21 Forge have more functionality?
Who cares? It's bigger, and that means better.
Okay. Is the Alpha 21 Forge more efficient?
Don't matter. It's bigger.
Does the Alpha 21 Forge offer anything new at all?
Bigger.
But
shut up, pussy. The brand new Alpha 21 Forge from Working Stiff Tools. Because bigger is better. Coming your way soon. When, you may ask? Well, that's for us to know, and for you to piss off. So shut your mouth and give us your money. Be a man.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for hanging in there with us. Oh, man. All right. So before I get into the super secret spicy stuff, I did want to touch base on that last commercial, the new Forge commercial. It was confirmed, my suspicions were confirmed, that the new Forge is not, unfortunately, going to be dynamic. So it is just a bigger version of the Forge that will do the exact same thing. Just an updated asset that takes up some more space. So they did say, guys, that they were planning on maybe down the road making the Forge dynamic, or the workstations dynamic, but in Alpha 21, no, it is just bigger. That is the only difference. Bigger, and it's a different model. So unfortunately, that suspicion was confirmed. Little bit of a downer, but just wanted to touch base on that since that commercial did just play, and just so you guys know that yes, that is confirmed. All right, I'm going to switch the time here. We're going to go back to 8 a.m. here. Boop. There we go. All right, so we're back. We're back into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are going to get into something that I think a lot of people may have missed. The Fun Pimps may have let something slip that they did not want to slip. And I'll get into the specifics of that in a second. But for now, I've compiled a clip of the moment that highlights this. And there's something interesting about the clip itself that I'll talk about after. But one thing I want you guys to pay attention to, you'll notice in the very end of the clip, I've slowed it down. Just keep your eyes. I kind of zoom in and put Lathan's face like center screen. Just watch Lathan. Just watch his reaction when this little tidbit of info slips out. So this clip is just part one. There is more to this story, guys. More to this story that actually just happened today. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over here. All right. That's not the one that we want. So stop that. We want this one. All right. Here we go, guys. Let's play it. All right,
they're
listen
bigger,
closely.
As you can see, there's a teleport, or I mean a helipad that has an Alpha 22 kind of feature involved with it. We won't talk about too much tonight. But lots of new signage. As you can see, the teleport, or I mean a helipad that's teleport.
Now watch Lathan's expression. There it is. All right. So, let me switch back here. So, there you go, guys. They may have let slip something that they wanted to be a surprise, which is that there's a very, very high likelihood that we will be able to fast travel between the trader compounds. Every single new trader compound has a helipad and has that little radio. So in my speculation is that you will be able to walk up to that radio and select any location, any trader location that you have been to previously. It will more than likely be paid. You'll probably have to, pay for the service. It'd be really cool if there was an animation involved. So like a helicopter lands, and then you have to get in and and go that. And then actually board the helicopter and it takes off, and then you have like a loading screen to take you to the next one. That would be one thing. I don't think it's going to be that extensive. More than likely, it's going to be you walk up to the radio. It's going to act like any other item that you can. So like you'll let's say this is the radio here. You'll activate the radio. It'll have a list of locations that you have visited, trader locations you've been to before. You pay a certain amount, it'll teleport you there, and basically fast travel between traders. That is my guess. I think they did not want that to slip out. And here is the big news regarding that, guys. That clip that I just played is no longer available online. So I noticed this morning the Twitch VOD was 2 hours and 28 minutes long. However, the YouTube VOD was 2 hours and 16 minutes long. So I was like, that's interesting. Maybe they just cut out some of the fluff, or trimmed out the beginning and the end, just to kind of condense it a little bit. But no, it was not. That was not the case. So because I was trying to get that clip. I went onto YouTube and I went to the moment where it would have been, and it wasn't there. So I went back to the Twitch VOD, and it was 2 hours, 28 minutes. I was like, all right, cool. So I started grabbing the clips that I wanted to use in videos and that kind of thing, one of which was that clip right there. However, I'm literally seconds after I finished recording that clip or getting the footage for that clip, that VOD was taken down and the updated one was put up with that 12 minutes completely cut out. So they took down the original stream, edited that portion out, and then re-uploaded one that is 12 minutes shorter that does not contain that information or that section. So that is a huge indication to me that is actually going to be a feature of Alpha 21 that they did not want to get out there. And unfortunately, Rick had a little oopsie moment, and Lathan reacted as such, like, "What are you doing, dude? That was supposed to be secret. We weren't going to be announcing that." So they realized, and then when they realized that moment was still in the VOD, they cut it out, uploaded it to YouTube, removed the one from Twitch, and re-uploaded the edited version.
They're such losers.
They're so ridiculous. Like, seriously. See, right there, there's your lack of communication. They can't even communicate with each other and say, like, this is what we're talking about and this is what we're not talking about.
All right, Sam. So how do you feel about that fast travel?
I am not opposed to fast travel. I think if they can make it, so my whole feeling on games is, as long as you can make it work within the lore of the world, cool. So if the lore of the world is that the White River settlements, they have access to a helicopter, then sure, it makes sense that you could radio a helicopter and be like, all right, I need transportation from this point to this point. As long as they make it make sense, yeah. I'm okay with it. I don't like in some games where, you visit a location and then you can automatically just teleport right there from anywhere in the world. I don't like that kind of fast travel. But if you can make the fast travel make sense, then I'm totally okay with it. That's why, in my mind, what they're doing is the White River settlements, they have access to a helicopter, and you have the radio there. So you call the radio. The pilot says, "All right, I can take you, but it's going to cost you, 1,000 dukes or whatever it is," and then you can travel. He comes down, picks you up. Again, I don't think they're gonna have like an extensive animation. So I don't think we're gonna see a helicopter actually come in and land. I mean, it would be really cool if they did. But yeah, come in and land, and then you board the helicopter and it takes off, and then you have like a load screen, and then you're at the new trader point. But for me, fast travel, as long as you can make it make sense within the world, it doesn't bug me.
Okay, all right.
But that is me. Other people might say fast travel, nah, not a big fan.
Yeah.
Other people may say I love fast travel. So that is just my personal opinion on fast travel.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know. I think half of the story and half of the adventure is getting to point A, or from point A to point B.
Well,
I don't want it to go fast.
Yeah.
I want whatever happens along the way is, that's
the adventure. Yeah. You're going to the trader that's 500 kilometers from your base, and who the heck knows what you're going to encounter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're just, I don't know. I could take it or leave it.
Yep.
I probably would never use it.
Like I said, that's a valid
and that's
way to
okay.
approach
That's an option, and that's the way it should be. You should have many options in this game. You should be able to do that if you want to.
I mean, sure, okay, but yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I don't know. Schneider, what about you? How do you feel about it?
I like it.
Yeah, Schneidy.
Nailed it.
You can always count on Schneidy to really have an in-depth opinion about everything.
Hey, it's short, sweet, and straight to the point. I love it. He keeps it concise.
To elaborate a little more, I like it because you've already made this, like, I don't care. You've already made the slog once, and if you travel between traders, as long as it's not like you're teleporting. Oh, I'm in the middle of a POI, and it's getting bad. I'm going to teleport out. Like,
yeah,
that's
full honky. Yeah,
that I disagree with. But like, if you've got set points where if you can get to it, and I don't have to spend another 5 minutes trekking across the screen, even if I've got a gyrocopter and it reduces the time. Like, I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I kind of like that idea. So
Right.
I really like the idea of fast travel points.
Yep, I think I'm with Schneidy on this. Again, I like the idea of fast travel, but again, within the lore of the world, you have to make it make sense. And I think that if this is actually going to happen, which I strongly believe that it will, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about the slip and how they edited the VOD and republished it, because I think that is a strong indicator that, oh crap, we're caught. We don't want this to go public, so we better do some damage control, because I noticed it right away. And then when I was trying to get footage of it, because it was just going to be a part of a video that I was going to do, about but now it's going to be an entire video of itself, because I noticed it right away, the change in VODs, the length, and then it's obvious that they cut out that entire section, and they had to have done it for a reason. So my speculation is that yes, the fast travel is coming, but I could be completely wrong.
Here's my thoughts. I think it's something that they want to add in, but it's going to turn into, oh, the bandits, we don't have the capabilities. So I think the helipad is probably there in the trader compound, because that's not hard to put there. Neither is a radio. But is it actually going to be functional? I don't think so.
That's a very good point. Good point.
I would say it was probably just like placeholders, like a lot of other things are. And they showed it, and then people were probably like, oh, like, that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Is there some way that we're going to be able to, like, fast travel, or maybe not? I don't know. But I
think you could be absolutely
there's like
correct,
a 99% chance that it's definitely not coming for Alpha 21. Maybe Alpha 22, maybe never. I don't know.
Again, I think that could be absolutely correct. That it's something that they hope they hope they can get done in time for 21.
Yeah.
But they're not 100% sure that it can be done. So that's why they weren't going to mention it, because they didn't want people to get their hopes up that it was absolutely going to be in 21.
Well,
so
yeah,
then when it comes
how
out,
often do they disappoint their fan base? I mean,
so that could be the reason why they cut that out, because they don't want to give people hope. Or it could be that it is a feature that they were trying to make a surprise.
Which is I'm sorry, but that's a super lame surprise. Just saying. I mean, like, if you're trying to save face at this point by like, oh, here's our super neat surprise. Yeah. Try again.
Yeah.
I understand the perks of fast travel for sure, but
I mean, whatever. If it was meant to be a surprise, then cool, I guess. But I'm gearing more towards it's not a real thing that's happening, and that's why Lathan's face looked as stupid as it did. Even though it looks that stupid most of the time.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
Poor Lathan.
It looked extra,
guy never gets
extra
a break.
stupid. No, I can't stand that guy. Are you kidding?
I know.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna get a hard
If I
time.
ever meet him in real life for some unforeseen, I must have had like a stroke type of situation, I'm gonna punch him. And for real, I'm gonna punch that guy. And I'm not even gonna give him a reason why. I'm just gonna haul off and punch him right in his stupid face.
So, Schneidi, what's your thought? What if you had to guess right now? Do you think that was done? The change of the VOD, was that done because they were trying to hide the fact that it is going to be an Alpha 21, or because they want to hide the fact that they let something slip that's actually not going to be in 21, and people might be getting their hopes up for a feature that is not actually going to be there?
I think it's that it's not going to be there, and they don't want people to get their hopes up. I don't think it's going to be here I don't think it's going to be a surprise. I think I don't know if they can squeeze it in, but I don't know.
It's okay, Shay. Just say Ninja's right. That's all you have to say.
I agree with Ninja. How's that? We'll go with that.
There we go. I think, yeah. I mean, again, I think that's a very valid theory. That's very valid, a very very valid way of looking at it, because it could very well be that it was just something that was not supposed to be talked about because it's not going to be in 21. I'm actually very happy that on this topic, on this subject, I am the optimist. Lately, I've been getting accused of being the pessimist when it comes to 7 days. But on this topic, I am very happy that I am the optimist, because I think it would be. I think you guys are. It's quite possible that you're right, that it's not coming in 21. That it's something that they couldn't get ready for 21, and they're holding off until down the road, and they accidentally let it slip prematurely. That is definitely a possibility, but I am trying to remain positive and hopeful that yes, it is going to be a feature in 21. They just didn't want to ruin the surprise.
There is a third possibility.
Okay.
The third possibility is it's a nothing burger. There's no teleport at all whatsoever. It was just a slip of the tongue, and his reaction is like, "Oh, don't say teleport, because people will take that and run with it." And the fact that it was in there, they took the VOD down just so that people wouldn't take that and try to point it out like you have.
Very good point. Yes, Schneidi. Yep. Yes. See, you guys are spoiling my video for Monday. Oh,
you're welcome.
See how you are.
Sorry.
Yes, I that was also on my list of possibilities. That it was just a simple slip of the tongue, and that it was not even on the table as a potential feature for 7 days. So absolutely.
And they were just like, oh man, people are gonna take this and think that there's teleporting, and that's gonna be a whole thing in the forums. So let's just take it down and squash it before it becomes a bigger thing than it,
Yep.
So it could be something as simple as that.
You definitely need to run with that video. Run with it.
Yep, absolutely, guys.
Or there's a third, or even a fourth option. It could be coming out in Alpha 27.
They did actually joke. They did actually joke about and they specifically said Alpha 27.
Did they really?
Yes,
Yeah.
They said that animal husbandry, or I think they used cow taming. That's what the thing they used.
Yeah.
But they say cow taming and a new chocolate milk recipe are coming, and expect those in Alpha 27. It was totally tongue in cheek. They were totally joking.
Yeah, but they started walking it back immediately.
Yes.
Because okay, people are going to believe this.
Yeah, Lathan says, don't say that. People are totally going to believe that. And then Joel came back. He's like, the game's going to go gold far before Alpha 27. So, yeah, you're right. They immediately started walking it back. But I just found it funny that you picked 27 and they specifically used Alpha 27 as an example.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't even watch that.
No, we didn't watch it.
Watch that. So
we left that up to you.
If I like to talk about it, I do like to hear about.
Oh, sure.
But I don't like to watch them.
No. Listen, if I have to watch Lathan for more than 3 seconds at a time, I get real mad.
Yeah.
I get real angry.
I've seen it. It's not pretty.
All right, let's keep going with some more. Let's quickly touch on the things that they showed off that is really nothing new, and then we'll go through some of the items that were new, like new information, new features they showed off, because there were a few of them. So, but I'm gonna quickly go through them. Let's see here. The perk overhaul, they gave us a glimpse of that. Nothing new to report there. It was everything that we've already touched on. We've already talked about. The only new thing in regards to that is we did get a few of the new perk names. So the perk overhaul is basically as advertised. Nothing really shocking or new there. I've covered it in videos. The only new thing was the new perks that were added to each of the trees. Let's see here. They showed off the spear power thrust, so we got a first glimpse of how that looks. It looks like a pretty cool attack. The throw is gone. So again, they showed it, but it was basically exactly as advertised. So what we've covered here on the channel already is what it is. So that was just like confirming what we already knew. They showed off the new dew collector, and again, it works exactly as advertised. It's a craftable item that you need what they said a gated item. So basically a rare crafting component, which is the filter, which is available in trader inventories. And they said loot, although the chances of looting it are very, very low. Very, very low. But they did show the dew collector in the world. It does fill up. You get up to 3 jars in roughly a day. It is a rather large workstation. So again, nothing new that from what was previously reported. Exactly what we expected. They did also show off the new water physics, the water coding. It looks a little bit better, although they were having issues. It does flow now, which is pretty darn cool. But they didn't really do too much movement in the water. They did one little section in the waterworks where you could swim through water. And the water does now flow. So if you're next to a lake or a river or the ocean, you can create a path and by destroying blocks, and the water will flow now. It's not just doesn't look like Jello as much anymore. It does look a little bit. I mean, it looks a lot better than it did, but they didn't really go too in depth, and they were having issues with trying to fill up, because they created like a little pool area, and Lathan was throwing water block after water block after water block into it, and it was having trouble. It wasn't filling up. So there are some issues with I mean, looks better, but I wouldn't say that it is like perfectly functional yet.
Yeah.
So that's a few of the things. There's a couple more here. Give me 1 second here, guys. I just need to grab a quick sip of my water.
What about a boat? They have boats in there yet?
I want to be able to fish.
I want a boat.
No, Lathan.
I don't think
he specifically said no boats.
God, why?
Yeah.
No boats.
Other games can figure it out. Why can't these assholes?
Yeah.
I think he said something about a mod. I think.
Yeah.
He probably specifically said we are not putting boats in because Captain Whisker Biscuits really wants.
Maybe that might be.
I would bet money on that one.
Yeah. So people are asking about the new water system. I'll give you guys. I have covered it pretty extensively on videos on Savage World, but I'll give you a quick rundown of what the new water system is going to be like. First and foremost, glass jars are now gone. There is no way to bulk, to obtain a bulk supply of water. So the only way to get water is by looting POIs, buying it from the trader, or building the dew collector. You can drink directly from standing bodies of water, so lakes, rivers, streams, that kind of thing. You can drink directly from bodies of water, but it is murky water, so you will have the chance of dysentery. No longer are you able to collect water in bulk. You have to build the dew collectors to get yourself a sustainable source of water that is purified and that removes that dysentery chance. So again, this is it is one area that will absolutely make you prioritize looting. You will have to go loot. You will have to go hit up the trader. Like I said, you can find water. You can find, and most of all the lootable water, except for specialty lootable containers, is going to be murky water. So you will have to loot. You will only be able to get murky water, and then you will have to boil it at a campfire, which now again requires a cooking pot. They did bring that back, needing a cooking pot in order to boil water. And then once you drink the water, the jar disappears. So no more jars in the game at all. Yeah. So again, you can loot water, and murky water is the only water that is available in loot, except for rare instances in specialty containers. And again, you can buy it from the vending machines. You can purchase it from the trader, but there is no longer a way to obtain a bulk supply of water. The dew collector, again, like I said, 3x3. Actually, it's a 3x3x3 structure, so it's a rather big structure. It will create up to 3 bottles of purified water a day, or regular water, not like the super water. That is still craftable in the game, but in order to get regular, safe drinking water, one dew collector will create up to 3 bottles a day. That is pretty much the ins and outs of water in the game, the actual drinking water system. So, quick rundown. But if you guys are interested in a full rundown, check out my channel. I've covered it extensively. Some of the ramifications that the change in the drinking water system will cause. And again, this was another change that went to highlight the something we talked about earlier, the out of touchness of the Fun Pimps, and the complete being completely oblivious to the fact that maybe some players are not keen on getting out there and looting.
Yeah.
That they prefer to spend their time doing other things. So there's just another example that highlighted that fact, unfortunately. So, but yeah, they showed off the dew collector. It is a large one. It is going to be difficult to get your hands on. You have to purchase the filter in order to craft it. Yeah. So that's pretty much the basic rundown of the new water system in the game. All right. Environmental hazards, we kind of went through that already. Let's see here. What else did I miss? I think that's pretty much... Oh, they did show off the vehicle damage system. My notes, I said I need to test it, because it does look like it can be... It looked odd to me when they showed it off, because there were some things that took off like enormous amounts of damage, and some things that it didn't seem like driving in like full force into a wooden house, like the wall of a house that was made of wood, didn't seem to damage the vehicle much at all, but driving full force into like a car or a fence or something like that seemed to do a lot more damage. And it does seem to be the damage effects are going to be punishing. This is something I'm going to be testing extensively once it comes out, because as I said when initially discussing the change, I said that it could possibly be a good one, but it all depends on how they balance it. If they make it too punishing, then having a vehicle becomes a chore instead of, something to look forward to. Just another chore you have to add to the list. It's going to be a drag. Kind of like what the new farming system, instead of being, something that people enjoyed doing and wasn't as time consuming, it pretty much turned into a massive chore. Having to harvest all the crops, create new seeds from those crops, replant all the seeds. That's what it depends. It's going to come down to balancing, and that's why I want to test it, because it looked like it was not as fleshed out as I was hoping, and it was as fleshed out as I was expecting, but not as fleshed out as I was hoping it would be. So, all right, what else here? We'll cover that here in just a second. All right, I'm just gonna go through again. Covered that. Got that. Yep. Oh yeah, so there are new trader compounds. All of the trader compounds have been revamped again. They all have that helipad. So we kind of covered that when we discussed the possibility of fast travel. Got that. We got that. They did show off the recipe tracker, which is a really cool quality of life thing.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I really, that was one that I was really like, cool. That's really cool. It was, something that a lot of survival games have implemented already, so it was kind of cool to see it in 7 days.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah. One thing, the random world generation seems much faster. So when they did the console announcement,
Whoops.
how did Schneidi die?
Don't pay attention to that.
You probably accidentally left God mode.
Don't look at that.
All right, then.
So
Nothing happened.
Yeah. So nothing to see
here.
here. Nothing to see. Move along. Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here.
Oh, my gosh.
So random world generation seems much faster. It only took a couple of minutes because Lathan started to create a new world, a new randomly generated world, and it only took like 3 minutes to create the world. So that is actually really cool. I'm really because the random world gen, it's gotten a lot. That's one thing you have to give them props for. It has gotten a lot faster. It used to take a long time to generate a world, and a lot of people were using third-party programs in order to spawn the world. So, all right. There was a bit of environmental storytelling, which I really love in zombie games or post-apocalyptic games. That they did showcase some of that in the dev stream, which is kind of cool. The ability to tell the story of the world by showing, setting up different scenarios and scenes and that kind of thing, which was really cool. And I'm really looking forward to getting into 21 and looking for all those Easter eggs and hidden environmental storytelling items in the world. Okay, here's something that is another quality of life change, which is pretty cool. They have made it so that small loot containers will disappear after looting. So, for instance, let me see if I can find one here. They're all over the place, so I'll do a little searching around. I know there was some over here. Let me find one. There we go. Okay, so let's say we got the bird's nest here. You loot it, and the moment that you take everything out of the container disappears. It destroys. Kind of like
Darkness Falls.
Yeah. Well, yes, but what is it? Here. Let me see if I can grab one and demonstrate here. All right. Let's see.
Like the ammo piles?
Yes, exactly right. I grabbed a medical pile here. So we'll toss one down. So like with the medical piles, you loot them and poof. They disappear like that. It's going to be like that with all the smaller containers. So the garbage, the various bags of garbage around, the birds' nests, that kind of thing, they will disappear once you loot them. Now that they have the new chunk reset option, which default is off, you can turn it on. If you turn it on, then those items will respawn. but they will disappear once you actually loot them. So that way you're not having a bunch of empty birds' nests, a bunch of empty garbage bags littered all over the place because we've all been there. Well, we're running down the street, we come up to a garbage can or garbage bag and we're like, ooh, have I looted this? And no, it's empty. So a bunch of empty loot containers that you've already hit up, just littering the world. Now, once you loot them, they will be gone. They will will disappear from the world. And then if you have the chunk reset option on, then the chunk will reset, so they will actually respawn once that timer elapses. So I thought that was an interesting quality of life. Again, it's a quality of life change. It's not like earth shattering or game changing or anything like that. But it was pretty cool to see it in action.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that idea. Yeah.
I do.
All right. Oh, another quality of life thing, guys. They have an armor condition indicator. So, you see where in the bottom here, let's see if I can do this here. You see my health and stamina bars here? Above that, there is going to be an armor indicator thing on your HUD here that will tell you the condition of your armor. Because that's another thing that has happened to all players at some point is your armor will break. It takes damage over time and it breaks and you have to repair it. We've all been there, especially if you wear light armor or padded armor. I love padded armor because it's easy to repair. It's the best, one of the best armor sets for stealth builds. But we've all been there where we've taken some hits and we started realizing, oh crap, why am I taking so much damage? Well, it turns out that your armor was broken and you didn't know, so it wasn't offering you the protection anymore. Well, now there's a new armor indicator on your HUD that will show you that, hey, your armor is getting a little rough there. You might want to take a little bit of time and repair it. So that is another quality of life thing that they have added in. Also, another quality of life thing is the gather resource total indicator. So when you're gathering resources, as you see now, every time that I hit the plant fibers, you see I plus 8, plus 10, plus 12. And then if you stop, and that indicator goes away, and you start gathering again, plus 2, plus 4, plus 6, it doesn't tell you how many plant fibers you have in total in your inventory. Well, now the new way that it will show you is it shows you first how much you gather. So every time you hit, you'll get the plus 2. And then behind that, in parentheses, it will show you the total the total amount that you have in your inventory. So like right now, I have 20. So when I hit this, it'll say plus 2, and then in parentheses, it'll say 22 to let you know how much of that resource you actually have on hand. Again, not an earth-shattering or game-changing change, but it is a pretty cool quality of life thing. Okay. They've also indicated that there is a new spawn near your backpack option. So instead of only having a spawn near your bed or spawn at your bed option when you die, you will actually have the option to spawn near your backpack. So if you die way out in the middle of nowhere, you don't have to hoof it all the way back from your bed to where you died. You can actually spawn near the point where you died. Save you a lot of time having to travel back and forth. So it is an option once you die that you can actually respawn near your backpack, which I thought is pretty cool. Another quality of life thing that saves you a little bit of time having to run all the way back from your death site to grab your backpack.
I like it because I die a lot. I was just talking about it in your chat. Like I die a lot. I made a joke. I was like, man, now I have to wear armor to use that new indicator. Usually I run around naked or in a pink skirt with like cool boots. The armor just destroys my outfit, quite honestly. Also, I die a lot, so.
Armor just seems silly to wear.
Okay. I think there's only a couple things left on the list that we really need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
First, there was a moment where they teased the possible release date. It was really funny because Lathan and Joel were both saying, "Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it." And of course, Rick has to be Rick.
He's
So
kind of a dum-dum.
he had to say it.
He couldn't help himself. I couldn't believe it.
He could not help himself. But Rick's words were wishful thinking, early May for the release of Alpha 21.
It's going to be June.
Yeah, in my
It'll be
video,
the Steam sale.
in my video, I said June at the earliest, more than likely the Steam Summer Sale, which starts June 29th. I'm still sticking to that, even though they say May. I could be wrong. It could absolutely come out in May, but I am still sticking to June. More than likely, the Steam Summer Sale is probably what we're looking at. But for all the optimists out there, Rick did tease that wishful thinking early May, so sometime in May, Alpha 21 could be released in experimental. Again, I say take that with a massive grain of salt. I'm still thinking that June is probably more likely. Probably more likely. However, they did say that unlike last year, where there were 6 dev streams, I think, and then a couple of dev playthroughs, that this year there are only going to be 2 or 3 more dev streams to go. So, the dev streams, I think they're having them once a week. They've already said that next week will be the art team. There's a lot of new art in this game, so yes, a lot of new art, a lot for the art team to go over. But there's only going to be a few more, 2 to 3 more is what they said, dev streams before, just to showcase some of the things they haven't covered yet. So early May, I doubt it. I'm still sticking to June. That's my best guess. Which brings us to the one of the last things that I want to talk about, and this is something that this could be a little bit of a controversial topic. I'm going to play you guys a clip, and then we're going to talk about it. There was a question about the new character clothing, character armor, that kind of thing. They teased it back in Alpha 19, the new armor system. It is on the roadmap, if you can call it a roadmap, for gold, that they are going to be changing, doing some changes to the character and armor system. And there was a question about that, and Rick had an interesting answer to that question. So I am going to just play the clip, and then we will discuss what it means once the clip is done. So let's get back over here, and we will play the clip. Here you go, guys.
Will we ever see the hat that Lathan's wearing in game?
Yeah, the new character system is going to provide options for us to, get into, some additional skins in the game. That
doesn't look like the audio is playing.
Reasonably priced DLCs, if you will.
Can you guys?
We don't
oh,
want
there
to
it is.
charge
Okay.
too much
Can you
for
guys
stuff
hear that?
Once we get into it.
Are you talking to us or chat?
No, I was talking to chat. Chat, could you hear that?
Okay.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna play it one more time,
Will we ever
just
see
in
the
case.
hat
It's a
that
short
Lathan's
clip,
wearing
so.
in game?
Yeah, the new character system is going to provide options for us to, get into, some additional skins in the game that could be, reasonably priced DLCs.
Yeah,
if
you
you
can
will.
hear it.
We don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
hear
charge
it.
too much for that stuff once we get into it.
All right, cool. I was just worried because it wasn't.
No,
Yeah.
it was not real loud, but yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah, I tried to crank up the volume because I captured the clip, cranked up the volume when recording. and then when I rendered the video, I cranked up the volume again, and then even here I had it cranked as high as I could get it. Unfortunately, that when they do their streams, the audio is actually kind of
So you're talking about the
quiet.
The reasonably priced DLC.
Yes. So
Yeah,
this is the controversial thing, guys. It looks like the Fun Pimps are indeed looking to dabble in microtransactions and DLC content. I will give you guys my thoughts on this first, and then I would love to hear what the rest of you guys think. Okay. I am. I was talking to Schneidi about this earlier, guys. If you haven't yet, I would recommend. There's a very good video out there by a YouTuber called Josh Strife Hayes, where he talks about the abusive monetization strategies, the state of gaming. Why is the gaming industry in the state that it is in? He does a very good job of outlining, what he calls the Pandora's box of abusive monetization strategies. Very good video. I highly recommend it. I agree with a lot of what he said in the video. However, I think his conclusion at the end was right, but not 100% right. More and more in the modern gaming, like he says in the video, has always been a business. It's always been a business. They want to make money. Unfortunately, what has happened is they have, over time, learned that the use of these abusive monetization tactics generates a lot of money. So devs are, it's more and more enticing to add these kinds of things into games. Microtransactions, battle passes, all that kind of stuff. And they are undoubtedly anti-gamer. They are not player-centric. They're not player-focused. They are meant to produce money for the company. His conclusion was, whose fault is it? Why have we come to this? And he lists off all of the different companies that have added their little bits and little drips and drabs over the time. And his conclusion was, it's all of their fault. And I would go a step further. I would say it's not only their fault. Ultimately, it comes down to us as the gamers, as the players. It's our fault for forking over the money for this kind of crap. I, generally speaking, am not a fan of microtransactions. Cosmetics are one thing, as long as it's purely cosmetic. Does not affect the game play at all. Doesn't give players advantages or that kind of thing over other players. Cosmetics are one thing. But my main concern is when you start down that road, it rarely stops at merely cosmetic microtransactions. That's always the free taste, if you will, to get the devs hooked on those abusive monetization strategies. Once they start down that path, it's very rare to see them reverse course and stop. It starts small and it gets worse and worse and worse. So when he said that was a major red flag to me. That was like, oh, no, Fun Pimps, don't go down this road. Don't do it. The reason I like playing, the AAA games, you got to be very, very careful. The reason I love the independent studios and that kind of thing is because they're, generally speaking, much more passionate about their project, and they are much less likely to engage in those kind of abusive monetization strategies. And unfortunately, it looks like that could be the road that the Fun Pimps are going down. Might not be 100%. It might be that they're only going to add in the skins for armor, and that's it. But it is something that has me concerned. Because like I said, once you start down that path, very difficult to reverse course and stop it. It usually just gets worse and worse and worse. So I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of this. Now, he said reasonably priced DLCs. If you guys are old school gamers, you know what an expansion pack is. You know what a DLC is. That term has changed. The term DLC has evolved, has changed tremendously from what it used to be. It used to be that a DLC you would receive a boatload of additional content. For instance, Morrowind. I've talked about it, ad nauseum. I said it's probably my favorite game of all time. Absolutely love it. Thousands upon thousands of hours into it. It started with the base game Morrowind, and then it released a couple of DLCs. You had the Blood Moon DLC, and you had the Tribunal DLC. But what you were paying for was an entirely different expanded experience based off the base game. That's not what downloadable content is anymore. Nowadays, most DLCs are, like I say, the microtransactions. You download a new skin for your weapon. You download a new skin for your armor. It's very, very small. Very, very small. That's why it's a microtransaction. So they're not charging you a lot of money, but from their perspective, you can sell a lot of it, and it takes a lot less work to sell a skin as a cosmetic DLC. So their idea of a DLC and my idea of a DLC is very, very, very different. When I think DLC, I'm thinking, something that will add hours upon hours of extended gameplay to a game. That's not what they're talking about here, guys. That's not, unfortunately, what they're talking about. So, is it a big deal? It's a red flag for me, but to other people, it might not be a big deal. So, those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Both panel and in the chat. Let me know. What are you guys' thoughts on reasonably priced DLC for basically armor skins?
Well, they've had DLC in the past actually for the Walking Dead.
Yeah, they had the Walking Dead skins.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they had those from back in the day.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can get that. I guess I understand certain little things like that, but other than that, I'm too old school. I bought the game. I should have the whole game. I don't like the whole DLC stuff. Personally.
I mean, for instance, we play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And we never buy the battle pass.
Nope.
We don't buy season passes. We don't buy extra map packs. We don't do any of that because, once again, we already paid money and good money.
A lot of money.
A lot of money for a game, and it should all be there.
Yep.
However, I mean, whatever. Microtransactions, they exist because
It's a
people
double-edged sword.
allow it
You
to
want
exist.
to be able to support the developers and have them, because it's you're going to give them money for the stuff, and they're going to come out with more content down the road. But it's
But see, it's not. But that, well, that's the thing too, though. It's not actual content.
no.
Like Savin said, it's not
Right.
playable content
Yeah,
that's
you're not
going to
getting
give
the
you
whole-
hours and hours of joy.
You're not getting the true
It's-
DLC that we.
Yeah, you're gonna so you're gonna buy an armor pack. Well, that's cool. Is that gonna give you an advantage? But does it really matter in this game to have an advantage over
Should
other
all be
players?
cosmetic and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So is it just cosmetic armor stuff, or is it armor that makes you a super bad, cool person? I almost swore. A super bad butt person. A super bad butt person. You know what I mean? Then I don't think that's okay. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm offensive. I would pay for any of that stuff just because I'm cheap and I don't do that. Also, I don't support the fun pimps anymore. Monetarily.
If it doesn't change the experience of the game, I'm not gonna worry about it then. If it's a whole other freaking I don't even know what they could do, whole storyline,
that would be cool.
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Maybe I would throw a couple of bucks towards it.
Yeah.
But am I gonna pay $30?
No.
No. I'd give you $3.78. Maybe. But listen, they can't even do a story for the game itself already. So I mean, what makes you think they're gonna be able to come up with actual DLC that's content related.
Yeah. Well, on that note, real quick, I did want to say that Joel did talk about the story. That is something I did not add to my list, and he said he has over 1,000 lines of dialogue written and ready to go. So the story is coming along. But I totally agree with your point. I'm kind of in the same boat. Cosmetic stuff really doesn't bother me. I personally will not be buying any stupid cosmetic crap. I'm not gonna pay money to make my armor look different. But again, it's a disturbing trend because, like I said, it's very rare to have a company start introducing stuff like this, and then that be where it stops. Especially like chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did the Fun Pimps not say in the past that they were not going to be adding microtransactions to their game?
I'm pretty sure they said that, yeah.
I'm almost positive that they have come out and said unequivocally no microtransactions in 7 days.
We gotta boycott this stuff at some point, because give them an inch, they take a mile.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. First, it'll start with, like, armor skins, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, make your armor look fancy. And then it'll be like, oh, all of a sudden, you can get this, like, super neat weapon.
Yeah.
Or, oh, you can get this super neat vehicle. Or, oh, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but
here's a
just
resource pack. Don't spend your time going out and mining and gathering resources.
Yeah, you can just pay for it.
There you go.
It's like GTA. GTA and their damn shark cards. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Because you go in there and you're like, I'm not giving them a dime. And you try. You grind real hard. And you do missions and you say, these missions are terrible, but I'm doing them because I have to make money, because everything is $5 million and up. The next thing you know, ka-ching.
Yeah.
You're buying a shark card.
So let's hear what Schneider has to say, because we know he had a different approach.
Yeah, Schneider, what's your opinion?
What's your opinion, Schneider?
I have no issue.
What?
Oh, you just kind of cut out.
Excuse me. I have no issue with microtransactions.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
No issue at all?
No issue at all.
Any microtransactions?
No, I don't. Not anymore. Here's the thing. It's the toothpaste is out of the tube already on this.
Very true.
And
wow.
I don't believe any amount of the biggest resistance you see is from older gamers. And we fall into that category. Now, where you find it more accepting is younger gamers, and they don't have a problem at all whatsoever. Yeah. And you can tell this by looking at Fortnite and the billions of dollars that they've made from skins. Just skins, nothing game altering. None of the stuff that Fortnite produces is game altering at all. It's all of it's cosmetic, and they've made billions of dollars a year. I was checking it earlier tonight because I knew we were going to be talking about this. From 2017 till 2021, there was only 1 year they didn't hit $5 billion a year. 1 year.
Wow.
And that was 3.7 that year.
Oh, that's it? Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
That is just Fortnite alone. So, and I'm not saying, I just think that it's a trend that it started a long time ago, but the thing that's really Fortnite, Fortnite was a big thing with the PC, but the thing that's really it's rooted in gaming now is because of mobile gaming, and the microtransactions in mobile gaming, since mobile gaming is arguably the largest form of gaming on the planet now. And most of your companies are targeting mobile audiences. Like, it was about 10 years ago, there was one of the execs from Steam or somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they said that they were talking to PC gamers. They're like, you don't matter anymore.
Yep.
And they were like, and you hear bruise and stuff, and they're like, sorry, you don't matter. Because then they showed a chart, and they're like showing PC gamers, and they're just a fraction compared to what the mobile market had just been already. And this was like
Yep.
Like this is like the late 2000s, or I'm gonna say 10 years ago. Man, I'm so old. But this was the late 2000s or late 2000s. Yeah, like 2009, 2010 in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And already the mobile game market was huge then. I mean, it's even bigger now. And
Yep.
like,
and it's only going to continue to get bigger.
Exactly. And like, mobile games have made like everybody a gamer. My mom's a gamer. Like, regardless if you want to consider her one or not, she is. She plays Bejeweled and stuff all of the time.
Yep.
She's always playing on that. Now, she won't buy anything on there, but like, there are tons of mobile games that do that with the microtransactions.
Mhm.
So, like, the fact that exists, I don't think we're ever going to get away from the microtransactions.
No.
So,
I agree.
I
agree.
You're right. You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, the abusive monetization strategies are here to stay.
And-
They're not. But just because they happen,
Doesn't mean you
the
have to
question
go for it.
is, does
Yeah.
that mean that we have to participate in that, and does that mean we have to be okay with that?
Okay. The other thing I was going to say is, what makes it abusive? Why is it? Why are we automatically calling it abusive? Because you're now, Nate.
I can explain
I know
it to
the
you.
argument. You can. I know what you can explain that it's preying on your dopamine and all. Trying to, like, go ahead, Savage.
Yes, a lot of the abusive tactics are using psychological manipulation tactics in order to get you to click that button and pay that money. That's where the abusive tactics come in. They literally hire psychologists to basically plan out their approaches.
Their attack.
Yeah,
They're using psychological manipulative tactics that it is very manipulative. That's the thing. It's not a straight up transaction. It's not it's not a here's a product, pay for that product. They use very manipulative tactics in order to get people to click that button.
You could also call all that marketing, because they do the same thing with marketing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but that doesn't.
Is marketing abusive though too? Then,
in some respects, yes. It depends on the tactics that they're using.
So, that's why I'm saying, like, are they all inherently abusive? Like, I don't know.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
Like, again, I'll reiterate what I said in the beginning. I don't have as big of a problem with the microtransactions that are purely cosmetic, that don't affect the game. But the problem is when you introduce that's just the starting point. Like I said, that's the dealer giving you your first hit to get you hooked. The fun pimps, they're taking their free hit right now, and who knows? It would boggle my mind if not, just a couple years down the road or with any other new products, we will see much, much more of this kind of stuff being inserted into their games. Once a developer starts down this path, it is. I do not know of an example where they have reversed course and changed and stopped doing that kind of thing. It always goes further. They always go one step further and then another step and another step until eventually you end up with Diablo.
Yeah.
I
think
that's the issue.
I would say
it depends on the player. I really do. Like, if you can get behind a game and you want to support it, then go ahead. I guess really.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody has to make that choice for themselves.
Yeah.
I'd also point out Fortnite. I go back to that again. They have yet to put anything that's game changing in that game yet. They continue to bring out skins that are just purely cosmetic. And they've been doing that for years. And it would be easy in that game especially to give a transaction that would give you an advantage over your opponents, especially in that game.
Right.
So, like, I don't know I agree with that 100%.
Fair enough. Appreciate like I said, guys, this is what I love about these discussions, because we all come at this from different points of view, and I love to hear it all. It's awesome.
And this has nothing to do with the fact that I make microtransactions. But I buy them. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, for me personally, I'll buy. Like I said, I bought the Morrowind DLCs. I bought the Tribunal and the Blood Moon. Because I thought what you got was justified the cost. I thought it was a good transaction.
Right.
My concern, like I said, is though they are here to stay. They're not going away. But at the same time, just because they're not going away, number one, does not mean that it is right. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should, and just because something is available doesn't mean you should participate. And that's always been my stance when it comes to these kinds of things.
Yeah, I agree. But that, just like you said, you don't have to participate.
Yes.
Like it's free. You have complete free will to not engage in it. So.
Yes, but you also have to keep in mind that they do heavily, a lot of these companies heavily use manipulative tactics.
Well, it's not like Destiny when you where you have to spend money to keep continuing on with the story. It's ridiculous, but
yeah,
that's a whole other can of worms there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
But I would highly recommend, guys. If you haven't yet, check out that video that I mentioned by Josh Strife Hayes. I think it's called "What Happened to Gaming" or something like that. But yeah, if you go to YouTube and type that in, you should be able to find it. But it's a fascinating video, and he's right on a lot of it. I just think his conclusion, he should have gone another step, just an extra step, and said, yes, developers are, it was kind of crappy that they're doing these sleazy tactics, but ultimately you have to take personal responsibility for the choices you make, and it ultimately comes down to the consumer. That's the extra step that I wish he would have put in his video. But not funny thing. People don't like to be reminded that, hey, this might actually be your fault. Nobody likes to take that hard look in the mirror and realize that, oh crap, maybe this is all happening because I'm continuing to click that button, and millions of other people, around the world are doing the same. And these game developers are raking in billions and billions of dollars. Because you're absolutely right, Schneidi. The mobile market, mobile gaming is massive. It dwarfs PC gaming and console gaming. If I'm not mistaken, combined. Yes, exactly. Yes. Both PC and console gaming market is a fraction.
If you put all of those, if you put all the gaming and all the PC combined, it's still the mobile market still dwarfs. It's still a fraction of what the market has become. It's insane if you look at the numbers.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And you're right, not going anywhere. Because people just can't say no. They cannot say no.
Well, everybody's got a brain in their hand now. Got a hand brain in there. They carry it everywhere. So
Yep.
And there's a lot of people that don't even have PCs. They do everything off of their phone.
Yep.
So.
All right, awesome discussion. Okay, so are you guys ready? You done building?
I believe we are complete.
All right. So guys, the last thing I have been patiently running around in circles as the rest of the team here has been building something special, because during the stream there was one comment that was prevalent. Over and over and over again. One question, one comment that continued to be asked. Rick and Joel and Lathan, none of that, they did not address it directly. However, everybody asked. And that question had to do with... Hold on. Let me get a good vantage point here. Oh, that is awesome, guys. You're going to have to make it
nighttime.
Yeah, you might want to make it nighttime.
All right, let's make it nighttime here. Hold on.
The lights aren't working that great on it because of the view distance. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go to.
We might want to use torches. We
Yeah.
can use torches, maybe.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I might only use torches.
It's probably because yeah, they spawned in. You got to get a little close.
Oh
But
my, yeah, you're like
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
poopy.
Yeah,
torches
dang it.
torches might have been a little bit little easier, but that's all right. Awesome job, guys. That looks awesome. So as you guys probably know, tragically, Thick 44 passed away. Thick 44 of Neebs Gaming fame passed away. He had a very long battle with cancer and unfortunately lost that battle. And one of the biggest questions that was asked was, did 7 Days to Die plan on doing a tribute to Thick 44 in some way? Maybe give him a zombie model or zombie modeled after him, or make a traitor,
Slightly better.
after him, something like that. And even though like Rick and Joel and Lathan, they did not answer that question directly. They did. One of the moderators in the chat did say that they do have something planned, and that they were in talks with Thick's family just to get the permission, the okay, to go ahead with their plan. So I really do hope that they do something. Thick loved this game. He was a Neebs Gaming is probably the biggest consistent 7 Days to Die creators out there right now. They're awesome videos, hilarious. They're one of my favorite channels. I watch them regularly. So, you know what? I'm going to go invisible so you guys can get that hand out of the way. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah. Adding the torches in there. I love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
Helping.
Yeah, tragic loss. I mean, the whole 7 Days community mourned Thick's loss, whether you were a Neebs fan or not, because Thick was a real dude, you know. And from all I've never met him, never interacted with him, but from everything that I've ever heard about the guy, he was actually a really awesome dude. And his passing was definitely a loss, not only to his family and his friends, but to the 7 Days community as a whole. And it would be really nice and fitting for the Fun Pimps to do some kind of tribute in his honor, because as much as he's given to this game, because a big thing that a lot of game developers rely on is the content creators. They get the word of mouth out there. They tell people about the game. You know, that you would be surprising how much impact the streamers and content creators, how much of an impact they actually have getting the word out there and selling copies of the game. They don't. A lot of times they don't come out and say, you need to buy this game right now, you know, or anything like that. But
but they influence people.
Yeah, showcasing the game and you know, making videos on it. It has a big impact. That's why the Fun Pimps do the streamer weekend every alpha, because they want to showcase. They want to showcase the game, get it in front of as many eyeballs as possible. And YouTube is the second largest search engine on the internet right now, behind number one, which is Google. So massive amounts of advertising and that kind of thing for the actual product. And such a beloved person in the community, and his passing, I mean, it hit a lot of people really, really hard.
I bawled like a baby.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
I
couldn't even talk. I was like, I can't even.
I said before. I mean, I've never talked to him or interacted with him personally,
Nope.
but when I heard the news, it was heartbreaking. It was.
Yeah, it was.
It was
rough, you know. So I would love to see. I hope that what the moderator said was true, that they do have something planned, and that they will be doing something to honor the passing of Thick 44, because he was such a big part of the community and of the game. So it would just be nice to see them honor Thick in some way.
Yeah.
They really should. And if they don't, I don't know. They might burn their houses down.
Burn their house.
Honestly. Well, I know that Battlefield has already done something, or we're definitely going to do something. I don't even think the Fun Pimp said anything about it, quite honestly, on Twitter. But like Battlefield, Ark, all the games they play.
Yeah.
If I remember looking through, because I looked through the Twitter feed, I'm pretty sure they did.
Did they? I hope so.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Right.
I'm almost positive. I'm almost
If
positive.
they didn't, they're big fat jerks, and I don't like them.
But yeah, I think he's had a major impact on. I know he's had a major impact on me, and I know millions of other people out there.
Oh yeah.
And definitely a huge part of the community. So it would be really cool to see the Fun Pimps step up and do some kind of tribute for Thick. I think not only would it be kind of the right thing to do, but I think it garner them some goodwill that they desperately need.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Awesome. Yeah. Good job though, guys. Good job. That looks really cool.
Man, I'm so good at painting.
You are. You know, I'm gonna go in closer, and we're gonna do a little we're gonna do a fly here. We're gonna.
Oh my goodness,
we're gonna get up nice and close like this here, and we're gonna fly up. That is cool.
Yeah, we needed the supports.
Yeah, we had to have those.
Yeah.
The stability was like, eh.
Let's do it. Let's get back just a little bit. There we go. Let's try here. Whee! All right. Okay, now we'll go up. Now we'll take a look. Now that I got the whole thing into view here.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful work, guys. That was awesome. That was awesome. Very, very well done. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've pretty much covered most of the major news regarding 21 and the dev stream. So, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we start wrapping things up?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Nope.
No. I think I'm pretty good.
All
What about
right.
Schneidi?
Schneidi, do you have anything?
I'm good.
Awesome.
I'm going to die now.
Well, why don't we do this? Well, why don't I go introduce you guys all again and let you do, kind of give your final thoughts on everything we've discussed so far. Just kind of a summation of your thoughts and feelings on what we've seen and anything new coming that we've just learned from this last dev stream. So let's do that, and then we'll wrap things up. Sound good?
Sure thing.
All right. As always, ladies first. Ninja?
Ah, jeez. All right. So here's the Cliff Note version. I feel bad for console players that don't have money to buy new consoles. And I'm. That's it. I'll play Alpha 21, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I like it again or not. And we'll update them all. The end.
There you go.
Cliff's notes. Nailed it.
Awesome. All right. Captain.
About the same. I'm happy about Double Doors and still pissed about
Dumbledore. That
the-
reminds me of that. Sorry, it was Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Mysterious ticking noise? Yeah.
Pissed off about the water. No boats. I really want boats in this damn game. I'm telling you.
I should buy a boat. Sorry.
It'd be so much fun. It would be
be.
like, imagine you could have a flooded map and you could water world it all around and friggin' island hop and stuff. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool.
I don't know. Everything else I'm just gonna take with a grain of salt and see what happens when the game comes out. you know,
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Schneidi, I know I've just got to say this.
Schneidi,
keep it
to
brief.
a minimum of like 2 minutes.
You're
man.
too
Jeez
long-winded,
Louise.
brother. You just
Yeah, you talk too much.
too much. It's too much.
Oh,
So
gosh.
well, we're gonna kick it out. We're gonna let you say your piece, but don't be too long-winded. That's my shtick. I'm the long-winded one here. So don't take away my gimmick, brother. Okay. So Schneidi, what do you
I
think?
think he just hung up on the. He's like, I'm out.
He's like, screw you guys.
I'm going home.
I'm excited.
Nailed it.
Schneider, you're so
Nailed
great.
it.
Oh my lord.
I going into, like, I've been pretty apathetic with 7 Days to Die. I really haven't played much. That's why playing Project Zomboid has been kind of fun, because that's been something different. And I've been pretty negative towards 7 Days to Die and Alpha 21. I didn't feel that there was a lot coming out. Now, granted, there's not a whole lot coming out, but there's more content coming out than I thought there was. And there's more content coming out than I think we thought there was. And I think it still feels disappointing to everybody, because everybody wants bandits, and because they've been supposed to be in alphas since what, 19, 20?
Yeah.
So, like, and they keep having to say, oh, next one. Oh, no, next one. They keep having, because now they're saying 22. Whatever. But the other thing is that they want them to be, like, super awesome. And I think we're going to be let down when they finally get there. So that's why I don't know. Just don't put them in. Because
Yeah.
So.
Let's do it.
But I'm kind of optimistic and looking forward to Alpha 21, and I want to see if I can break their game, because they're trying to make people play it longer, have to have the early game go longer. I want to see if I can get like stuff on the second day, trying to stop.
Absolutely. I'll be right there with you, because that's one thing that I've said for a long time. Players will always find a way.
Yeah.
We always do.
Yeah,
And we
they're
gotta,
like,
we gotta have another base build. Another base build.
Oh,
time.
a build off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can build off.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
need to redeem myself.
Me too.
Okay. Gosh.
They want to take the title away from King Schneidi. I was like the
Yeah,
god
we
of
do.
that world, and I couldn't even kill him. So you guys got your work cut out for you. So
Oh, we'll take him down.
I got so
Take 'em
lucky. I just got lucky in that. I got so lucky.
Oh, no,
And
Captain.
that'll never happen again.
I just saw
Because
Captain.
Captain made a rare error.
I did.
Error.
Yeah.
That was really fun to watch. That was an
that was a blast.
awesome night.
It was
Yeah, we
really fun.
definitely
Really
have
was.
to do that again for sure.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna wrap things up. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Schneidi, Ninja, Captain. I love
no
getting
problem.
together and having these chit chats, and so much fun. Let me give you my parting words, my final thoughts. I'm in kind of a similar boat as Schneidi. I have been less than enthused with what I have seen come out about Alpha 21. I would say that my enthusiasm level has notched up a little bit. Do I think this is going to be the greatest alpha ever? One of the things they always say, and they said it again the last dev stream, or this, the dev stream that just happened, is this is the biggest and best alpha,
You're serious.
full of the most stuff and content and changes. And yeah, they say it every alpha, and it's not true every alpha. Do I think it's going to be that, the biggest and best, most content-packed alpha ever of all time? No. But am I more excited now than I was before the dev stream? Yes. But again, that scale is relative. I'm still not, overly enthusiastic. I think there's some good things that they showed off. There's some things that I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of things that are going to require a lot of testing. But as always, I will hold off my final judgment on the alpha until I actually get in there and play it, and I will always give it a chance before, you know, making my final yay or nay determination. And I'm sure it's going to be like every other alpha. There's going to be things that I love and things that that I don't love. That's how it always goes. But we'll see. I'm not as pessimistic as I was, but I'm still not at the point of, wow, this is amazing. I can't wait. You know, this needs to happen now. It needs to happen now because I'm tired of waiting, but not because of anything that really jumps out at me as like game changing or is, you know, going to be impactful in a super positive way. So those are my final thoughts. There are, again, some really cool things coming in this alpha, and we'll go through them all once they do finally release it. So, anything else you guys want to add before we call it a night?
I don't think so. Does
Shannon's
anybody?
right. We should take a screenshot and send it to.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm trying, but how do I get the heck rid of my hand? I forget how to do all this.
If you hit escape and go into your menu,
Escape.
you can turn on invisible mode there. That gets rid of your hand.
There, yeah.
And then F7 will take care of that. Will remove the HUD for you. So, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who joined us today watching the stream. Thank you to everybody who participated in the chat. And thank you to everybody who watched in the background. I appreciate each and every one of you. Huge shout out goes to the mods. You guys are awesome. Kelly, Shannon, you could do such an amazing job of keeping the chat rolling, and really do appreciate you both tremendously. Be on the lookout for the replay. It will be on Savin's World Live on Sunday. And then next week, I've got some 7 days videos coming your way. We got a lot of stuff to cover. I'm going to be covering a lot of these topics in depth, much more in depth than what we talked about today. So, yeah. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button. Let YouTube know that you enjoyed the stream tonight. So yeah, be on the lookout for those. Again, for all the members out there, the members only series video for tomorrow is postponed until the following week, just due to the recording issues that I suffered. So pissed. I lost I won't trouble you guys with that, okay? I won't vent. But just so you're aware that tomorrow, instead of the regular time for the members only series video, that will be delayed until the following week. But it is coming. Just it's going to be picking things up again next week. So, anything else? I don't think so. Oh, and for the Project Zomboid fans out there, because I'm with Schneidy, it's been really a blast taking a break from 7 days and jumping into something completely different. And that is definitely Project Zomboid, and we've been having a blast. The Super Soldiers playthrough will return, and the story-driven series on Savin's World Live will continue as well. So be on the lookout for those videos. I'm having a lot of fun making them, and I know I'm having a blast with the actual playthrough itself. So it's been really fun. I think that is everything for now. I have a feeling like I'm forgetting something, but if I am, I'll make a post on the community tab. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me in Savin's World. And remember, the average gamer is always king of the hill on the bell curve. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Everybody got team pants.